now, rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings, get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready, forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up, weekdays, catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to be going through a lot of different realms today. Like I always say in every show nowadays, we Lord of the Rings in it, because there's a lot going on, okay? A lot. Excuse me. A whole lot going on today, okay? So, let me just say this. Very interesting stuff going on so far today. We got some hearings that are happening here. We got some jury selection that's happening. We got some Diddy stuff we got to talk about as well. It is an absolutely action-packed day. A lot going on today on the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. All right, so let us get into everything. But before we do that, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, do it to do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms, like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. Make sure you hit that follow button, because I'm on all of them, okay? Please and thank you. Okay, make sure you subscribe right here on my YouTube channel, right here, The Pascal Show. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there as well, all right? Make sure you're subscribed over there, The Pascal Show Clips. Hit that notification bell on that platform and on this platform as well, on this channel as well. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because honestly, it is random, all right? And it's whenever we can get in here and get this conversation rolling and popping, okay? So make sure you do that, okay? Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, and of course, check out PascalMerch.com. PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Check it out. PascalMerch.com. Okay, guys, it is time to get into these things. Like I said, we gonna be Lord of the Rings in it. Okay, we are going through multiple realms. All right, we got talking trees. We got the little people. We got the hobbits. We got, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Multi-realmed show today, because there's a lot going on. Like I said, everything from Diddy and this freak off tape being leaked to Tyler Robinson's hearing to see if they're going to have basically media in the courtroom to show whether or not, to show us what's going on inside that courtroom. And you know for a fact everybody and their mama wants to know that as well. Okay, we all want to see that. That is for sure, okay? And then, of course, we still have a whole trial going on right now as we speak. Jury selection has begun for the likes of KARMELO Anthony. And I already know that one is already making people feel some type of way already, given the fact that this is a high-profile, extremely controversial trial. Jury selection has begun today. It may take the whole week to do that. It may take a couple days. It may take a day. You never know. But jury selection has begun in the KARMELO Anthony trial. Now, we're going to do a recap on the KARMELO Anthony trial, or the KARMELO Anthony case, the Austin Metcalf case as well. We will be in a conversation about that very, very shortly. But first, we have got to get into this hearing, because right now, as we speak, Tyler Robinson is having a hearing on whether or not media will be allowed to be in Tyler Robinson's trial. Kind of like what's going on with this KARMELO Anthony case. Okay, this trial. All right. There's media. Media is allowed in there, but they're not allowed. It's very minimal. It's reserved seating. And they're not allowed to bring in any electronic devices. They're allowed to bring a pen and paper, and that's basically it from what we've learned yesterday when we talked about this. So we have to wait till they recess to hear updates or hear when they adjourn for the day when it comes to the Carmelo Anthony case, what kind of stuff that we can get. We'll find out more information most likely at end of day. But you know for a fact, I'm keeping an eye on this highly controversial case. And we all should keep an eye on it because we're all curious about that. But like I said, we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. We got to get straight into the meat and potatoes here. There is a hearing right now as we speak on whether or not they're going to allow media in the Tyler Robinson case. Now, if you don't know the Tyler Robinson case, let me just tell you this really quick. He is being accused, okay? He is being charged with the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, then you've been living under a rock, and we don't have a whole lot of time to explain Charlie Kirk. All I can say is Google, look it up, check it out for yourself, and see what happened. Now, there's been a lot of theory and a lot of conspiracy theories running amok surrounding this tragedy, all right? One thing is for sure. I know some people are going to disagree with me on this, but I do think that they have their guy. I don't think that they have their only guy, though. I don't think that Tyler Robinson operated alone. That's just my own personal theory until we actually hear more information. And, of course, the more information we find out is going to be inside this courtroom. And that's if they allow media in the courtroom to report on what's going on inside this particular trial. If they don't allow that, then they can suppress and hold a lot of information. You see what I'm saying? They can easily just not tell us anything and withhold all kinds of information. But there needs to be, I personally think, when this one, and I think with the Carmelo Anthony case too, I think it's trash that they took the media, they basically suppressed or they blocked the media from being able to even have a camera in that room. I think is absolute trash in my personal opinion. But like I said, this is important. This is why I think cameras should always be in the courtroom, because there's I think it's very important. That's all I'm saying. There's transparency in all that, and I think that's very important. So take a look at this, because that hearing happened quickly. Take a listen to this.
In this case,
hold on. I'm gonna move him back in a little bit.
Hearing, and then we'll turn to the second matter. Thank you for that question.
Thank you. That's fine.
All right. Anything further from the parties?
Yo.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
This is great news.
All right. Thank you to all parties. I wish you a good rest of your day. Court is in recess.
Great news.
All right, court is in recess. A very quick decision there from the judge, essentially denying the defendant's motion and saying that the media and the public, the cameras there, will have access to that preliminary hearing where evidence will be presented. That is set to take place during 1 week next month. So we're talking July. However, there is still another hearing set for, I believe he said June 12th. We'll keep you updated on all of that on Live Now from Fox. And the judge also saying that there will be another hearing that is granted here, as the defendant is saying that essentially the prosecutor's office there over in Utah, the one that's involved in this case, spoke too much after that gag order. So again, there's a lot to discuss here, but they do say that the gag order may have been violated. It may not have been violated, but they did set a hearing to decide if that is the case.
Yo. Yeah, gang, gang. Great freaking news. This is what I wanted to hear. I'm very, very happy to hear this because honestly, let's be real. If they were not to let cameras or media in the room or have it be public, everybody and their mom would be side-eyeing the hell out of this situation. This gives us an opportunity and all the naysayers and all the conspiracy theorists some peace of mind, because now we'll be able to hear and see exactly what's going on in that courtroom at all times, and we get to see the evidence. So all those people that are out there that do not think that Tyler Robinson did this, they now will be able to get an opportunity to see what kind of stuff that they have pitted up against Tyler Robinson. For those who think that Tyler Robinson had nothing to do with this at all whatsoever, and they just pick some random dude that happens to be dating a furry trans individual, okay? Now they get an opportunity to see that. Here's the other thing too. For all of us that do think, oh yeah, he did it and, so on and so forth. Now we get to see what breadcrumbs and what evidence, the breadcrumbs that led to him doing what he did and how they were able to connect all the dots, making sure that it is definitely him 110%. You see what I'm saying? Even how I am even like, I side-eyed the hell out of the text messages, right? Now, I always make fun of it, but it's true. I think those text messages are absolutely weird. My love. Yes, my love. I shall retrieve my grandfather's rifle and get back in my vehicle, and I shall be back in your furry arms. It just doesn't make sense to me. But maybe that is how he talks. Maybe he will admit that in court. Maybe he will take the stand and he will tell us a completely different story. How he was maybe he is a fan of Charlie Kirk or something like that. That he was hoping to go up to the microphone and speak his piece, right? Why was he on the roof then? You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. This trial, if they did not allow media or the public in that hearing, that would have been absolutely catastrophic. And it would only catapult more and more side-eyeing and conspiracy theories. You'd get a whole lot more Candace Owenses out here in these streets. I'm just being real. So I am very happy that they are they're allowing media in there and the public to be able to have access to this trial. It's about damn time. Here's the thing. I know that we have the Carmelo Anthony trial that's happening right now. I really do not like the fact that they are not allowing any type of media in there at all whatsoever. I mean, meaning cameras. They're not allowing cameras in the courthouse. They're not even allowing live tweeting, right? Live posts of what's being talked about, what's being covered, etc. I got a big problem with that too. Now, I get it that they don't want jury, members of the jury to be tampered with, etc. I get that 110%. But my main problem, okay, is that we won't get transparency fully. So we're going to have to trust whoever's in that room writing everything down on paper. We're going to have to trust that what they're saying is absolutely 110% factual. And I'm not sitting here saying that that the media is lying or the media would lie, but the media has lied to us before in the past. Not in trials, but you know what I'm saying. Just media. Media be media. You feel me? So again, I'm hoping that whoever's in there can give us an unbiased breakdown of what's going on in that courtroom, not something that, because there's obviously people in there that believe that, there are people in there that believe Carmelo Anthony did no wrong and it was self-defense. Whereas there are other people who are in there that think that Carmelo Anthony absolutely deserves to be locked up for life, right? I'm hoping that those particular reporters that are in that room that are doing the, taking notes and putting out information, I'm hoping that they give us an unbiased overview of what's going on and not throwing in their 2 cents the entire time they're reporting. That's the thing I'm concerned about. The inner city press did a fantastic job with just giving us a breakdown of what was being said during testimonies and all that, right? Any activity that was going on in the courtroom, he's breaking it down. He didn't go, and say, hey, this is what, my opinion is that. No, he's just like, here's what's being said, just so y'all have it, right? So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Carmelo Anthony stuff here in just a second. But let us just hear a little bit more of this.
Again, we'll keep you updated on all the developments here on Live Now from Fox. Right now, we are going to head to a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Of course.
But we will be right back with more live coverage.
And their weird, you know. So moving on. What's this?
Strongest when agencies stand together.
The Bachman and other officials about how they're going to work to make sure everyone attending the games, the matches there, are.
Okay. World Cup is this month as well. When does that start? When does the World Cup start? Anybody know? Anybody know that? Because that's happening soon.
Thank you very much.
That's happening soon. But let me continue.
The purpose of the hearing.
Hold on. Dagnab. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Hold on. Sorry, guys. And we are going to discuss the diddler here in just a little bit, but let's discuss a little bit on this trial. We're all waiting for this trial. I know a lot of us are very much interested in hearing what's going on. I'm going to see if there are any updates while we're talking and all that, because there's other news that we could talk about as well. But let's not forget, this trial has begun. Jury selection has started. Okay, it is starting right now as we speak. Okay, yeah. You know what else is new? What else? The trolls are going to be coming out. You know what I mean? This is just how it's going to be, right? And the thing is that I'm going to say this. Let's see what kind of argument his team actually presents. Was this self-defense or no? You see what I'm saying? I'm curious. I'm very curious. The thing is what happened here is absolutely terrible. But what caused everything? Here's the other thing too. The footage. What was seen in these videos? They literally had to confiscate, I think, like a multitude of cameras or phones from all these teenagers, all of these people that were there filming their kids, you know, all that, right? There was all of that was going on, all those angles. You never know. They may see something that's completely different from what that has been presented to the world. What we've seen in general public, what we've been told is one thing. Those videos could tell us something completely different. And here's the other thing too. Eyewitnesses could be saying something completely different as well. Let's not forget that too. You know for a fact they're going to have eyewitnesses coming up to testify and all that too. So this is going to be a very, 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 very tough and very volatile, I have a feeling, trial. Because people have already made up their minds. And that's the sad part about this case. People have already made up their mind. I'm gonna say it though. It just doesn't make any sense that this kid would have a sharp object of any kind, whether it's a knife or it's a cleat shaver or whatever the sharpener or whatever the hell people are saying that he had in his hands. It doesn't matter. It's a damn shame that he had any sharp object in his hands in the first doggone place. But then, of course, there's been a lot of rumors about there being a beef between the Metcalfs and Anthony. There's been rumors of that, but there hasn't been anything confirmed about that either. So that is also a concern, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? It is a concern. Because it could change everything. Or it could just say, yo, he already had intent. This was premeditated. They could also argue that. If there was beef before and that he had that knife in his hands, that could have been his, prosecution could argue saying that was premeditation. That he had malicious intent, premeditated thoughts about this, hence the reason why he had this weapon in his hands in the first place, or in his book bag in the first place, right? So again, like I said, there's just so many angles you can look at, so many conversations, so many arguments you can have. We can argue till we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen inside that courtroom is going to happen inside that courtroom. I'm just wanting to know how or how is it going to be presented? You see what I'm saying? But moving on, let's get into this. So Carmelo Anthony faces murder trial in this case. All right. So this Texas teen is charged with stabbing a high school football player, taking his life, of course, at a track meet. He has a very big day in court. He's going to have a lot of very big days in court until this trial is over. Okay. His trial starts today at the first order of business, and the first order of business, is jury selection. So he has raised a whopping $600,000 for his legal defense fund. He's claiming he acted in self-defense when he allegedly took the life, attacked with a sharp object. Austin Metcalf took his life, at a high school track meet in Fresco, Texas. They were both 17 years old at the time during this altercation in 2025, in April of 2025. Anthony told police Metcalf got physical with him first after he warned Metcalf not to touch him. Anthony allegedly pulled a knife from his bag and plunged it into Metcalf's chest. He was placed under arrest and later indicted by a grand jury for the M charge after Metcalf died from his injuries. So at first, there was an outpouring of sympathy for Metcalf and his family, but then the tide turned after Anthony was released on a $250,000 bail. Anthony's family started receiving a wave of donations and from Give, Send, Go after hiring a well-known Dallas attorney, Mike Howard, to fight his actual case. And if you guys don't know what Carmelo Anthony looks like, this is Carmelo Anthony. Of course, this is Austin Metcalf. And this is also one of the reasons why this is becoming so divisive. It's because a white kid lost his life at the hands of a black kid. Okay? Let's just be real. Let's just address the elephant in the mother-loving room real quick. Okay? At the end of the day, it is turned into people are going on either one side or the other solely because of the color of these two kids' skin, etc. Okay? Now, let me just say this. From my understanding, he's not in jail right now. Okay? He got out on $250,000 bail. So from the last time I heard about this, which was a very long time ago, he got out. So he's been free. Here's the other thing. This is one of the other reasons why people are losing their minds about this one. And because of Chud, the builder, that piece of trash. What's his name? Dalton Etherly or whatever hell you pronounce his name. That piece of trash that was walking around, throwing out racist remarks to black people at like going out at bars, going out at the night, going out for the night. And he would just go up to random black people, and just start yelling all kinds of slurs at them and stuff. He got arrested. He shot somebody. He got a bail of $1.25 million. So people have been looking at that and this Carmelo Anthony situation. They're like, wait a second. So you mean to tell me this black boy who stabbed another white kid, he's allowed to be out, but Chud, he gonna stay in? You're gonna give him 1.25? First off, two completely different judges, if I'm correct, two completely different judges made that decision. Second, you have a kid who, I'm just stating facts. And one of the reasons why they decided not to, give Chud, that piece of trash, a lesser bail is because he already had a history. He's notorious for causing ish. He is a notorious ish disturber. Let's just start there. And he was always inciting. He was always threatening, always inciting violence on his streams. You can see him all day long. Go to X. There's a bunch of people who praise this dude, and they're putting out videos of him just literally going off on people, saying, "Oh, I got 18 friends waiting for you. Wait. Follow me to my car real quick. You better not follow me to my car, or you're going to be real sorry." He kept saying that all the time. Whereas Carmelo Anthony, I'm not sitting here saying that his stuff is less evil or less bad. Okay. He did something really, really bad. Okay. But he doesn't have a history of those things. You see what I'm saying? This was a one-time situation. So and he's a young kid. He was still in high school at that time, about to graduate, so on and so forth. So they reduced the bail from $1 million all the way down to a $250,000. Now, do I agree with that? I have no opinion on that. Okay. But I can see why Chud, the builder, who has a history of inciting violence and always poking the sleeping bear with racism, okay, I can see that 110% on why they decided not to lessen his bail. Because here's the other thing, too. As soon as he was to walk out, you think this is going to be any better for him? He might pull out the pew-pew and start blasting again, too. All over again. Okay? And he'll be back in the same situation that he put himself in just a little bit ago. So there's that. Okay? But people were very, very upset. And now you got some people, I forgot the guy's name, but he's a butthole, that he's trying to use this whole thing that, Chud and this Carmelo Anthony bail thing, and he's trying to use that as an excuse to try to, rile up some people, okay? For what reason? Give them an inch, they're going to take a freaking mile, are they not? But moving on, okay? Moving on. Let's see. Yes. So he started receiving a wave of donations from Give, Send, Go, which is a very popular platform now. Okay. After this, especially. All right. And so he got a whole bunch of donations from Give, Send, Go after hiring a well-known Dallas attorney, Mike Howard, to fight the actual case. All right. Last year, a spokesperson for the Anthony family said the donations would allow contributors to, quote unquote, stand with us in the fight against white supremacy, sparking a major debate online about race. Anthony is black and Metcalf is white. All right. And get this. In the last few days, Anthony has received more than 70 contributions to his legal defense fund. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. Like I said, there are a lot of people that believe that what happened here was indeed self-defense. They say, if this is what he said, if he's saying that this was self-defense, then it is self-defense. Me? I need to know more of the facts. I can't see, this is the problem with what we've been seeing. Like, I'm sitting on the fence. Really, I'm sitting on the fence. I can't really sit here and go, oh yeah, that was definitely self-defense. If we don't know the proof, anybody can say it's self-defense. Let's play out the scenario really quick. Just ride with me for a second, okay? After he's plunged the knife into that young man's chest, as he's running away, he could literally be thinking in his head, oh, well, if I say it's self-defense, it might be better. He could literally do that. It could either be the truth, or he could be saying that just to try to save his own ass, to make something up for the sake of making something up. Or he could truly be telling the truth and that he felt threatened, he felt scared for his life, and he did what he did. Let me remind you guys this too. Allegedly, he went to the cops, or the cops came up to him. He admitted that he did it. He said it was out of self-defense, and then he started asking questions about self-defense. Real talk. He started asking about self-defense. Hey, if this is self-defense, so on and so forth, right? I'm going to try to pull some of that stuff up here in a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. He had, and that's the argument, Darius. That's what a lot of people are saying as well. That's what some people are like, hey, he did what he did, no matter, and they're saying, forget race. Throw race out the window real quick, or just put it on the side. All right. Because I know some people want to hold on to race like it's going out of style. All right. But here it is. Put the race off to the side. People say, hey, he was outnumbered. He felt threatened. He apparently had his hand in the bag, according to eyewitness accounts, and said, hey, touch me again and see what happens. You got two very big boys, corn-fed big boys coming to him. He's feeling outnumbered. Touch me again and see what happens. Then a tussle, knife, plunged in chest, and he runs away. Some people will sit there and say, hey, that was self-defense because he felt threatened. But here's the thing. He still took the life of somebody. Okay? He still took the life of somebody. Whether or not, and I'm not justifying anybody. Somebody said, you justifying him, bro. I'm not justifying anybody. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm talking about both scenarios. So if you just hop into this show, rewind real quick and you see that I'm saying, hey, here are the scenarios. And I can understand why some people think one way and some people don't. And some people think the other way. Okay? So, moving on. You put race off to the side completely. You got a kid named KARMELO, another kid called Austin. Okay? They somehow butt heads because KARMELO's underneath this tent. And then suddenly, twin brother of Austin shows up. Now it's just him. Now it's just KARMELO by himself against these two guys. They're big boys, okay? They're big boys. Have you not seen photos of these guys? They're big boys. Touch me, see what happens. Touch me again and see what happens. Dude goes, all right, touches him again, and then a tussle happens, knife in chest. Now, again, at the end of the day, some people can see this as malicious intent, that he did intend to take the life of Austin. And some will sit there and say that, no, he was outnumbered, he felt threatened, he was scared, and this was self-defense. There's been so many stories, too, about alleged previous interactions that they've had in the past between Carmelo Anthony and the Metcalf boys. Don't know if that's true. There were also rumors of there being racial slurs being slung towards Carmelo during this initial interaction underneath this tent at this track meet. We don't know if that's entirely true or not. So again, like I said, we don't know the full scope and the full part of this story. And I feel like a lot of people are jumping to one side or the other just because of their own political bias. I say, let's find out what happened in trial. Let's see what is being presented. Because what they have presented in that courtroom will paint a completely different story than what we've heard out here in these internet streets. You know for a fact that's the truth. How many other cases have we covered and have talked about where we're like, oh, damn, we got that whole part wrong. Oh, damn, we got that part wrong too. They really did? Like, you never know. Oh, damn, you really did approach? Those two kids really did approach him like that? Damn. The footage, if there is video, and I guarantee you that there is, all right, which will most likely leak at some point during this trial. It will, okay? Imagine seeing that footage and we're like, oh my damn, that's a completely different story. Oh, wow, and it could be the whole thing of, wow, he really did that. No, he murdered that kid. Okay, story's over. Case is over. Case is closed. Damn, he really just straight up killed that kid. You see what I'm saying? Or it's like, damn, no, he was scared. They were coming at him. Whoa. Whoa. You see what I'm saying? The court, prosecution, and what defense presents in this trial is going to give us a completely different story. There are going to be some facts that are true. There are going to be some facts that are true, but we don't have the full 360. We don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. I feel like we only have like a big corner piece of this puzzle. And when we hear what's going on in this trial, we're going to get a whole lot more. A whole lot more of the pieces of the puzzle. We're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, he did that. Or, nope, that is most definitely self-defense. And I already know that even if they present it in a way where you can see it from space, that this was done maliciously or this was done in self-defense, the people who have already made up their minds that are stubborn and not willing to understand its facts, not feelings, they're going to have to really step back and let the evidence and let the information speak for itself and not fight it. But I know that there are people out here that are going to be like, no, let's just say it is self-defense. Let's just say you could tell blatantly self-defense. There are going to be people out here that are going to be like, no, this is not self-defense. Because they've already had their minds made up. So like I said, and I've always been, especially with this trial, the only thing I've been saying is, why bring a knife to a track meet? That's the only thing I've been asking. Why? And maybe there's a story behind that too. We don't know. But once we get some more information, trust me, guys, the tides will change. But for right now, everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their bias. So we just got to wait it out and see what's going to happen. And I'm hoping that the reporting is done in a pristine way. You see what I'm saying? But let's take a look at CBS real quick.
We want to go back now to our lead story, which is jury selection beginning in just a few hours in the trial of a North Texas teen accused of stabbing and killing a student athlete. 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony is charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf. Trevor Sohaki is live for us this morning outside the Collin County Courthouse this morning with the very latest on this case. And Trevor, this case has actually captured the national attention, particularly on social media, too.
Yeah, that's right, Carmen. There have been debates online over stand your ground laws, race, and lots of misinformation on social media. In fact, there's been so much tension, threats, and controversy that the judge issued a gag order last year to prevent either side from discussing the case. Now, police say this stabbing happened at a Frisco ISD track meet in April of last year after a verbal confrontation between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. A witness told police that Anthony came over to Metcalf and others in a tent on the bleachers. The 17-year-olds went to different schools and didn't know each other. Metcalf told him to leave. Then Anthony reached into his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." One witness said Metcalf touched Anthony, and another witness said Metcalf grabbed Anthony. Police said that's when Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest before running away. Metcalf was taken to the hospital where he later died.
You realize how important it is to clarify if Metcalf just touched him or if Metcalf actually grabbed him. You realize that when they're having this debate and this whole argument in the trial, this is going to be absolutely important information. Because a touch, I mean, you know, he's taunting him, right? He's like, boop, okay. Oh, touch you? Okay, boop, right? And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he gets greeted with a knife in the chest. That's insane. That's insane. But if Metcalf was like, oh, touch you and see what come here, like that, and you got his brother right there, see what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying whether that's right or wrong, but I can see there's a difference between those two things. If he just touched him randomly, like, okay, boop, on the shoulder, and then chest, knife in chest, that's crazy. But I can see how other people would say, he grabbed him, he's scared, boom, knife. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying I could see them arguing that part if he actually did truly grab him by the shirt. Just so you know, that's a huge difference. Literally, a touch is stupid. A touch? That's insane. But the grab, they could argue that. Sorry to say it like that, but it's the truth. They could argue that. Let's continue.
Anthony was later arrested and charged with murder. According to a police report, Anthony admitted to the stabbing, claiming it was self-defense. He's currently on house arrest at his parents' home. Now, jury selection will begin at 9 this morning. Collin County District Judge John Roach is not allowing any live streaming of the trial inside the courtroom, but we will have a reporter inside that room at all times. We'll bring you the very latest updates as they come in. Live in McKinney, Trevor Sahaki, CBS News, Texas.
And Trevor, it has been a little while before folks have experienced this trial, so we want to kind of go back through the timeline of this important case. The stabbing was back on April 2nd of 2015. KARMELO Anthony was arrested that same day, and then he was released from jail on bond less than 2 weeks later on April 14th. Then a few months later, Frisco ISD allowed some members of the media to view the surveillance video of the stabbing under open records law. Well, our investigative producer who viewed the footage said that individuals were difficult to identify, but that the video shows a sudden movement underneath a tent in the bleachers, followed by an interaction between two figures. Several people are then seen walking or running away. More than a month after that, KARMELO Anthony was indicted for murder on June 24th. And then on July 9th of last year, the judge set a trial date, and we've now arrived to that date this morning.
Hold on one second. We're gonna get that.
One of the most.
We're gonna get to this one here in just a little bit. But yeah, so like I said, and I think that it would be good to have like see a little bit of a breakdown of what actually happened. Just a quick kind of a recap. I know that they kind of recapped a little bit, right? But I think it'd be good to have a little bit more information, just a little bit of a timeline of what happened last year. Okay. And it's absolutely crazy, but we already know that this trial is actually happening right now. They're doing a jury selection as we speak. Okay. But this is the stuff that happened last year. All right. This whole stabbing at this track meet. Okay. So Metcalf and Anthony, both 17 at the time, were competing in a district track meet at Coy Kendall Stadium in Frisco. They did not attend the same school and they did not know each other. That's what they've been saying. Remember, there were rumors about like KARMELO Anthony hitting on a girl at a party that got Austin Metcalf upset or something crazy like that. Like he was hitting on some girl. You know what I mean? Like I said, there were just rumors going like running amok like crazy after this whole altercation went down. And there were theories that they had beef in the past. They had past beef. And that's the main reason why Austin Metcalf walked over to KARMELO and said, yo, you ain't supposed to be here, homie. You're not supposed to be here. And then obviously all hell broke loose. But they thought that there was a story behind this. Apparently they did not know each other at all. Just so you know. Just before 10 a.m., there was an altercation under a tent in the bleachers, during which, of course, what we already know what Anthony did to Metcalf. That is without question. Austin Metcalf died at the hands of KARMELO Anthony. That is without question. Okay. Metcalf was taken to a hospital where he passed away. Anthony was arrested and charged with murder. So on the 4th, the police reports reveal new details. According to a police report released 2 days later, Anthony admitted to the actual attack, claiming it was self-defense. Yes, and I'm going to have to try to find the police reports again because it's insane what they say in there. And yeah, he's like, it was me. I did it. He says that out loud. Okay. A witness reported to the police that they were sitting with Metcalf under their school's tent in the bleachers when someone they didn't know, identified as Anthony, KARMELO, okay, came over to them. The witness said Metcalf told Anthony, KARMELO Anthony, to leave the tent when Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, reached inside, and said, touch me and see what happens. The police document said no one thought Anthony had a weapon. So he just put his hand in the bag and said, hey, man, touch me and see what happens, bruh. Now, the question is, sure, people are probably like, oh, yeah, like he has he got a pew-pew. like he got a sharp object in his hand, right? Well, he actually did, right? So that's interesting. One witness said Metcalf touched, like we just read just a second ago, Metcalf touched Anthony. The other one said that that Austin Metcalf grabbed Anthony. So which one's the truth, right? Anthony then pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest before running away. This is according to police. At that point, Metcalf grabbed his chest and told everyone to get help. One witness said. Police said that they arrived at the scene. Metcalf wasn't conscious or breathing, and multiple Frisco ISD athletic trainers were performing CPR. So, on the 12th of April, Metcalf's family held a memorial service for him on Saturday, April 12th, at Hope Fellowship, Frisco East. And of course, he was remembered as a gentle spirit with infectious laughter, noting his kindness, genuineness, and reliability. Okay, Carmelo Anthony released from jail on bond. All right, so on the 14th of April, he was released on bond. A judge set his bail at $1 million. Following a hearing on the 14th of April, a judge agreed to reduce his bond to $250,000 and place him under house arrest at his parents' home. He was released from jail the same day, June 11th of 2025. The ISD released surveillance footage. So, on June 11th, Frisco ISD allowed some members of the media to view its surveillance footage of the actual attack under Texas open records law. CBS News, a producer, watched the video from CBS. The CBS News producer watched the video in person and was allowed to take written notes. So this particular producer described that the camera positioned near the stadium's press box was far enough away that individuals were not easily identifiable. That's a big problem. At approximately 9:55 a.m., a sudden movement is seen under a tent in the bleachers, followed by interaction between two figures. Several people seen walking or running away, while others approach the area. On June 24th, he is indicted on a murder charge. So, the district attorney, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis, announced that the grand jury indicted him, Carmelo Anthony, for first degree murder, with the possible sentence of 5 to 99 years or life in prison. I mean, if you're gonna do 99 years, it's life in prison, bruh. Sorry, okay, that's life in prison. Willis said that his team worked to present evidence to the grand jury for weeks. We know this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. That's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core, he said in a statement. But the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and with principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's exactly what this case deserves. So his attorney, Carmelo Anthony's attorney, Mike Howard, released a video statement after the indictment saying, in part, Carmelo and his family are confident in the justice system and the people of Collin County to be fair and impartial. Of course, Carmelo looks forward to his day in court because it's only in a trial that the full story can be heard. Thank you. Exactly what I was just saying to you guys a little bit ago. Only then will there be a full story, a full breakdown of exactly what happened, so we can understand what the hell happened here, right? And that impartial justice can be done. We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Carmelo Anthony, spelled with a K, not a C, but okay, Carmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense. All right? So again, it's a very, very brief breakdown of what actually happened. But again, remember, there were rumors saying that these kids knew each other. There was rumors out there in the past where they were saying that these kids actually knew each other, only to find out that they're saying that they did not know each other. Now you hear from two different people, eyewitnesses, saying Austin Metcalf touched his shoulder or like touched Carmelo Anthony. Another one says that Austin Metcalf grabbed Carmelo Anthony. And then Carmelo Anthony plunged that knife into that young kid's chest, right? So again, I agree with Carmelo Anthony's lawyer. This is an opportunity to get the truth out and get a full scope of exactly what happened. It's unfortunate because there's not a whole lot of facts that we know out here in these internet streets. All we know are theories, speculation, and rumors. But let me play this here really quick for you guys real quick.
Most high-profile murder trials North Texas has seen in years begins tomorrow in Collin County. 18-year-old Carmelo Anthony faces a first-degree murder charge connected to the April 2025 stabbing death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco. Jury selection is set to start first thing tomorrow morning. Tonight, a look back at the case, the fallout, and the legal fight ahead.
It was the kind of story that moved fast, first through Frisco, across North Texas, then nationally.
It took my soul too.
I'm so sorry.
A fight under a team tent, a knife, and a 17-year-old student athlete who died in his twin brother's arms.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual.
Austin Metcalf was a student at Frisco's Memorial High School. Police say he was stabbed on April 2nd, 2025, during a district track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Investigators say Carmelo Anthony, then also 17, was sitting under a tent for a school he did not attend. According to eyewitnesses, Metcalf told him to leave. What happened next will be at the center of this murder trial. Police say Anthony fatally stabbed Metcalf once in the chest. His father, Jeff, expressing his disbelief to Fox 4.
I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later.
Online, the case exploded. Rumors raced ahead of facts. From jail, Carmelo Anthony claimed self-defense and was held on a $1 million bond. But 12 days after the crime, he was released on house arrest after a judge reduced his bail to $250,000, in part because of his clean record. 3 days later, a press conference was called on his parents' behalf. They begged the public to turn down the temperature.
I don't know why we're being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial.
Though the heat would only rise after Austin Metcalf's father showed up to a press conference and was escorted out by Dallas police for not having an invitation. Now,
y'all remember that? That was crazy. That part was absolutely crazy. Like, I get it, you know, but the, you know, I feel like there's a time and place for everything, and it could also be misunderstood. You feel me? Like, Austin Metcalf's dad showed up to the actual press conference, and he's saying, "Hey, man, I wasn't there with out of malice. I was just there trying to, you know, make things cool. I wanted to talk, or I wanted to hear what they had to say. I wanted to be there." And it was almost as if he was like, I'm here in support. I'm trying to support the family too, the parents at least, because, you know, it's not the parents that did this. It's not Austin Metcalf's dad who did this either. You see what I'm saying? But it was just wild that he just showed up out of nowhere, because of course a family's gonna take that and go, wait a second, what the hell does that mean? Why are you here? I feel like any person would be scared about that. You see what I'm saying? Any person would be scared about that. But remember that? That was crazy. That was crazy. And I mean, I get that he was trying to be like, you know, it wasn't out of malice. There was no malicious intent with it. But at the same time, woo, it was interpreted differently. It definitely was.
After months of relative quiet, the arguments move from online debate to a Collin County courtroom. Jury selection begins Monday and is expected to last 3 days. Former Dallas County Assistant DA Russell Wilson is not connected to the case, but says finding jurors who have not heard about it or have not formed opinions will be a challenge.
I actually believe you can certainly get somebody who believes that they are unbiased. But whether or not they actually are, you don't necessarily know until the actual case starts unfolding.
The defense is expected to lean hard into self-defense. In Texas, that shifts the burden to the state.
If self-defense is an issue in the case, the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was not self-defense.
For prosecutors, it may all likely come down to the sequence of events under that tent.
They've got to come in and show, in essence, that the conduct that occurred prior to this incident did not warrant the amount of force that was used.
You know what the thing is that is going to be the biggest piece of information with this? The biggest piece that's going to either destroy or exonerate Carmelo Anthony? You know, you want to know what it is? It's two different things. Eyewitness accounts and video footage. Think about it. Because he could sit here all day long saying, oh, it was self-defense, right? He could sit there all day long and argue. His team could sit there and argue all day long. It was self-defense. Don't you see? It was self-defense, right? They could sit there and argue about that till they're blue in the face. Or they could show the footage. Not just footage from like way far away and it's like the corner of a screen and, you know, you got to zoom in and it's just a whole bunch of like digital blobs at one point. You know what I mean? When you zoom into something really, really close. Right, it doesn't matter even if you shoot it in 4K, best footage in the world, still it comes off like blobs, if that makes any sense. The only thing that he has running for him right now, unless there's something else that we don't know about, and there clearly could be some curveballs in this trial. There could be. Just like there were curveballs in Diddy's trial. We were like, oh, he's cooked. And then there were curveballs. There are plenty of curveballs in Diddy's trial, right? And we will talk about Diddy in a little bit. But one thing is for sure, the one thing he has going for him right now are eyewitnesses that were saying, yeah, Austin grabbed him, right? That and footage, which they apparently have multitudes of angles from this meet because, of course, there are parents filming their kids. There are kids filming each other. Oh, also, an altercation happens underneath a tent. You know how it is. Every time that there's an altercation, people want to pull out their phones and try to world star. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to film the next viral moment. So you know for a fact there's probably something that they have that could either exonerate young Carmelo or completely blow him out of the water. It's going to be eyewitness accounts and video footage.
Strict rules are in place. No cameras inside the courtroom. There's also discussion about limiting other electronic devices.
Crazy.
All to preserve order and keep the case from turning into a courthouse spectacle.
For the lawyer's perspective, part of it is to try to shut out the noise.
Noise in the court of public opinion about to shift to a real court. So Fox 4 will bring you extensive coverage of the Anthony trial. You can keep up with the latest court developments on fox4news.com, our socials, and the free Fox local app.
Okay. So there's that. Okay. But we're gonna look at a few other things here too. We are gonna look at a few things here as well. But yeah. But what say you guys? I understand there are people out here that have already made up their minds. There's a lot of people that have already made up their minds. I get it. I truly do. But I think that we need to find out. We need more information. You know, we need some more stuff. But let's see here. Let's take a look at this. Is this? Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, dang. Let's take a look at this.
We are following a major update in the case of a high school athlete allegedly stabbed to death by another high school athlete at a track meet.
I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against KARMELO Anthony, which they did.
A Texas district attorney taking to social media to announce KARMELO Anthony is formally facing charges that could lock him up for life. But that's not the only big development in this case. We got our hands on details of a surveillance video of the alleged attack that killed Austin Metcalf. We will dive into what it shows. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Even though the district attorney in Collin County, Texas, is going for a first-degree murder conviction of KARMELO Anthony, there are a lot of people who are taking that teen's defense, saying that he acted in self-defense. Now, what does the evidence say? At least the evidence that we know about at this point. The school district in Frisco, Texas, has said it has surveillance video of Anthony's confrontation with Austin Metcalf at that midweek track meet in April, where Anthony allegedly stabbed Metcalf in the chest and killed him. At this point, allegedly murdered him. We'll get into what that video reportedly shows in a moment, but here's what we know about what led up to that alleged attack on April 2nd in Frisco, north of Dallas. Austin Metcalf's and KARMELO Anthony's schools were competing at a track meet. If you've ever run track, you ever been to a track meet, you know that teams typically have spots around the track where athletes can hang out with their teammates in between events. In Austin Metcalf's case, he was with his twin brother and their teammates under a tent, according to police, because rain had started to fall and that delayed the track meet. Now, witnesses say another athlete who wasn't on Metcalf's team stood under the tent. His name was KARMELO Anthony.
There was also stories about KARMELO actually sitting underneath the tent and trying to holler at a girl. There's also that story too. Remember that? Remember the rumors that were coming out? Not only like, oh yeah, you know, he had beef with him at a party in the past, and then now they're going face to face again after this altercation that they had in the past. But they're saying right now that they did not know each other at all. Okay? They're saying that they did not know each other at all, which is also interesting. Yes, I will. That boy Rico. I'm gonna pull up the interview with the brother here too, Austin Metcalf's twin brother, who actually ended up holding him as he passed away, which is just tragic and absolutely heartbreaking to hear about that as well. But remember, there was rumor, see what I'm saying about the rumors? They were saying like, oh yeah, he went under there to try to holler at a girl and Austin Metcalf had a problem with this. So he walked over and he's like, sup man, what are you doing underneath our tent? You ain't even supposed to be in our tent. You realize you're in the wrong area, right? You see the jerseys, like you at the wrong high school tent. Kick rocks, and then all hell broke loose. That's what I mean. There's just so many rumors and so many stories. Which one's the truth, right? Is it just that Austin, I hate to say this, but I'm just saying, is it that Austin just decided to be a jerk and just walk up to him and just be a jerk? Or was there something that enticed Austin to get up and walk over and talk to KARMELO and try to get KARMELO to leave? I'm just saying, no matter what, this is a very strange situation. You know what I mean? So again, questions running amok. We're going to only play a little bit of this, but yes, I need to pull up the Austin Metcalf's brother, Hunter Metcalf's interview for sure. I'm going to pull that up because it's very interesting what he says in there too. But let's go.
Hello, Anthony. Class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas.
That's video of Anthony mic'd up for a football tournament for Carolina Sports District that we found on YouTube. He and Metcalf were both football stars at their Texas high schools. Metcalf was taking recruiting visits at some big schools like Arkansas. He planned to play at the next level. And Anthony also posted on social media that he was receiving scholarship offers to go play college football. You wonder now if that will ever happen because of what he allegedly did next on April 2nd. That day, Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf got into a confrontation under the tent. According to witnesses, Metcalf told Anthony to leave the team's tent. And at that point, Anthony allegedly reached into his backpack and said something along the lines of "make me." Here's what Austin's twin brother told WFAA-TV.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now.
Well, there
this
it
kid
is.
was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab.
Police say as Metcalf went to move Anthony, Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arm.
Okay, so Hunter's saying that he... So Hunter's brother says something different. Eyewitnesses say that he either touched or grabbed Carmelo. The brother is saying that he ran up and he grabbed Carmelo's book bag. So question is, what is it? Did he really grab a book bag? Did he really grab him, Carmelo himself? Did he actually touch Carmelo and that's it? What actually happened here? But that's interesting. I'm going to try to find that full interview here in just a little bit. Let's just play a little bit more of this.
What Anthony allegedly did next could be damning if his case goes to trial. Anthony allegedly ran to another part of the track after stabbing Metcalf. When police arrived, the first officer to make contact with Anthony wrote in the arrest report that he asked Anthony to put his hands in the air. Then Anthony allegedly said, quote, "I was protecting myself." The officer also said that Anthony told him, quote, "He put his hands on me." And when the officer said that he had Anthony in custody, the teen allegedly said, and this is the damning part, quote, "I'm not alleged, I did it." Police say that Anthony ditched the knife and ran before he was arrested by officers who note in their reports that Anthony was hysterically crying when arrested and he asked if Metcalf would be okay. Anthony was initially held on $1 million bond, but then the judge in this case, less than 2 weeks after he was arrested, lowered Carmelo's bond to $250,000, which he was able to make. Here's video. Per WFAA of Anthony walking free. He will have to wear a GPS monitor, be on house arrest, and he checks in with the court each Friday. And if he doesn't follow those rules, he will go back into custody. Before we get back to this episode of On the Case, I want to talk about something important because a lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime, you see them, they show that life can be unpredictable and having a great lawyer matters.
Skipping ahead. Get you a good lawyer, y'all.
Anthony's defense argued at a bond hearing that he wasn't a flight risk and $1 million was just too high of a bond for his family to be able to afford. Now, the lowering of the bond to $250,000 made the judge the target of threats. Collin County, Texas posted on social media saying, quote, "We are aware of a social media post on this platform that appears to dox a sitting judge. Sharing a judge's private information is a crime and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law."
Now, I also want to remind you, you guys remember that the family was getting doxxed? Carmelo Anthony's house was getting, people were coming up to his house, to the parents' house, fake pizza deliveries and all that. Remember that stuff? Y'all remember this crazy stuff? Parents of Austin Metcalf were also getting doxxed. People were showing up to their homes as well because of what was going on with Austin, what was going on with Carmelo and Carmelo's family. They ended up moving to another town or to another home because they were getting doxxed so damn much. Over and over again, people were just coming up, ding dong. You ordered a pizza? No, I didn't order no pizza. I didn't order any pizza. Baby, you ordered a pizza? Yeah, no, we didn't order no pizza. Just so you know, just stop coming here. You don't even need to come in here ever again. You get a pizza delivery come to us, to this address, don't even drop it off. Don't even worry about it. We ain't hungry. We damn sure don't like Papa John's. So you could just stop. I know he didn't say that, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like at that point, you're just going to be like, listen, this is all because of people who are trying to prank us and they're trying to let us know that they know where we live. This has got to stop. You know what I mean? And then, of course, this also happened after this was happening with the Anthony family. This started happening with the Metcalf family, too. And the parents are divorced. Metcalf parents are divorced. So you got them getting doxxed in different areas. And the dad was getting mad and saying things online as well, basically being like, yo, y'all, whoever's doing this better quit. Stop it. You see what I'm saying? So it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. And, a case like this, which obviously is extremely polarizing and all that. I mean, one thing is for sure. You got parents that are going to stand by their child, no matter if they're right or wrong. Look at what's going on with the Mackenzie Shirilla case, okay? Vanilla Shirilla the killer, right? That whole situation is pretty insane. You got mama and papa just holding it down, standing 10 toes down for their daughter. When you know for a fact she did some bad, okay? She did some bad, all right? But we can't fight that. All we could do is she's being locked up. She's going to be in there for a long time. So that it is what it is. If the parents want to keep sitting there saying she's innocent, that's on them. That's on them, right? So it's the same thing on these parents that are trying to defend their daughter, their son or their sons, right? Can't blame them. It's their kid. They're only going to believe what the kid is telling them, right? So there's that. Let's continue.
May not be allowed in court for this case, but there is so much of this trial that is very visible playing out in the court of public opinion. A crowdfunding site has raised more than $500,000 for Carmelo Anthony's defense. People saying that they believe Carmelo is not a murderer and that he acted in self-defense. Anthony's family held a news conference saying they have become the victim of threats. Here's Anthony's mom speaking per KDFW.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
And the tension between families has been high. At that same news conference, Jeff Metcalf showed up. He's Austin's dad. He was there. He stood in front of cameras and sunglasses and protest until he was escorted out per KTVT. Jeff Metcalf has also been vocal on social media, and he posted a response to the news that Carmelo Anthony, his son's alleged killer, had been indicted on a charge of first-degree murder. I'll tell you what he said in just a moment, but let's get to this grand jury indictment.
Earlier this spring, our community was shaken by what happened at a school track meet in Frisco. The violent loss of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf.
Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis posted that video on social media announcing that a grand jury has indicted Carmelo Anthony on a charge of first-degree murder. If found guilty, Anthony, who's now 18, could face between 5 to 99 years in prison. Jeff Metcalf, Austin's dad, posted on social media, quote, indicted, first-degree murder, all in caps, with hashtag justice for Austin. Carmelo Anthony's defense attorney is named Mike Howard.
Mike Howard, your Dallas criminal defense lawyer, here to talk to you today about what to expect when you're looking to hire a lawyer.
This is a video of Howard posted on his office's Facebook page just to give you an idea of what he looks like, what he sounds like. Howard hasn't commented on the indictment of his client, but the Anthony family also has a spokesperson in Dallas-based minister
Oh, this guy. Here we go.
Dominique Alexander, who posted this.
Whoops, that's not the sound effect I was trying to hit. Oh boy, remember this guy? Oh boy, oh boy. I don't think this is a good look for the Anthony family, but that's just my personal opinion. Okay. They could have picked any other person under the sun, but yeah, I don't agree with this guy that much, Yeah, let's just move on.
This picture with Anthony after he was released on bond. He was the person who escorted Anthony out of court when he was able to make bond. Alexander went public with his reaction to the indictment, calling for people to pray for the Anthony family and saying in part, quote, to the racists, the bigots, and those filled with hate who've targeted Carmelo, his family, and even myself, you do not intimidate us. We are not backing down. This case is yet another example of what it means to be black in America, where even our self-defense is questioned, scrutinized, and politicized. My involvement, like many others, came as a direct response to the overwhelming hate, threats, and outside influence that have surrounded this case since day one. He also said, quote, there will be a trial. Another critical piece of evidence, if this goes to trial, will be this surveillance video that came from the Frisco Independent School District. The ISD has video from a camera that's mounted on the stadium of the alleged murder of Austin Metcalf. Now, the district is not releasing a copy of the video. They're not letting reporters take pictures of the video, but they did allow reporters to see it. WFAA in Dallas wrote that the video, it's wide angled of the stadium, and the incident happens in the small left corner of the screen. Quote, it's difficult to determine how many people are present or what exactly is happening at the tent. Around 9:55 a.m., a sudden movement is observed at the tent, but the alleged act itself is not visible. There are a lot of moving but heavily pixelated figures at the top of the bleachers, just above the tent, and at the bottom of the tent. It appears to be sprinkling at the time, end quote. According to the TV station, that video is believed to be one of the pieces of evidence that was presented to the grand jury ahead of their indictment of Carmelo Anthony this week on a charge of first-degree murder. Joining us now is Bridget Williams, criminal defense attorney. Great to see you again. Thanks for talking about this story with us. What does this grand jury indictment mean for the case?
Okay. Now, obviously, we already know we're already here. Okay. We're already here at this situation. And that was a very, very good breakdown. So on the case, Law and Crime, shout out to Law and Crimes on the case. I appreciate that quick, brief breakdown. But again, like I said, this is a very divisive case. And of course, everybody is, side-eyeing the situation. There's a lot of, even right now, just so you know, there are demonstrations going on outside of the courthouse as we speak, or at least this was as of an hour ago. But and we're going to see more. As this trial continues to roll forward, there's going to be more and more people showing up. What's his name? Jake Lang, that idiot, Jake Lang. Remember that piece of trash? He tried to do a whole thing last year after Metcalf lost his life. After that young man lost his life, he was going out there standing on top of I think he was trying to run for senator or something like that, some elected position. And he took we must protect the white people, and he brought in his own token black guy to talk, and he's like, yeah, we need there needs to stop being so much black on white problems in the world. The black guy saying that stuff. You know what I mean? Standing on top of a mother-loving MAGA wrapped bus that he spent all his last dollar on, or an RV that he was driving across the country trying to get people to vote for him, but he was an idiot, and 7 people showed up to that whole demonstration. You remember that crap? Remember that? Oh, it was glorious. Yeah, it was like something. Yeah, he did some. Yeah, it was like a protect white people rally. Exactly, Nirvana. You see what I'm saying? It was like some sort of we must protect the white, and then then he had his token black guy, who's sitting there going, damn right, Jake, Mr. Jake Lang, we need to protect the white people from people like me. Like what? Oh, yo. Okay, isn't that crazy? You had two, because Messi just said we don't claim him. Yeah. Isn't it funny? One of those times where both races could actually go, we don't claim him, and we definitely don't claim him either. Okay, you got black people not claiming the dude that was standing next to Jake Lang, and then you got white people sitting there going, we don't claim Jake Lang. You see what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wonderful how those two people are bringing two worlds together, in unison? Like, we all agree that those two are trash, right? Yeah, those were real. It was not fake. In fact, he did another thing. He's like, he's fighting somebody on behalf of Chud, like literally fisticuffs. He's doing some MMA fight specifically for Chud the Builder. We're going to have to look at that in a little bit, okay? But it's somehow in some messed up, upside down world, it's connected to this whole crap, okay? To this Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony thing, okay? I just want to make that abundantly clear, all right? But let's continue, all right? So here, demonstrators gathered outside the Collin County Courthouse before Carmelo's trial, okay, began this morning. So supporters are chanted in favor of Anthony's self-defense claim, while others across the street voiced support for Austin Metcalf. So it's already begun. We've only just begun. It's only begun, everybody. And it's only going to get more insane. Outside is going to be an absolute circus. I am going to predict it right now. This is going to be just as certifiably insane as it was when we were watching the Johnny Depp trial. I said it. Get ready. because this is about to be insane. And yeah, it's going to be a Kyle Rittenhouse thizang. It's giving all of that. Okay? It's about to be bad. But let's take a look at this.
I decree, Carmelo Anthony is free. I declare, Carmelo Anthony is free. I declare, I decree.
Dang. Damn, no drums, no nothing, not even a little guitar, a ukulele. Shoot, not even a bagpipe, nothing over there. You see that? That's crazy. That's crazy. You got them, with the hand drums and everything, made up a whole song, and then you go over here to this side, and it's just silence. Not even nothing. You see what what? Nothing. Like I said, not even a ukulele, not even a little bugle. Not even a snare drum. Crazy. But again, quiet. I'm just making a joke. Okay, guys. But seriously, nothing, right? So you got a small group of people showing up. It's only going to get more and more. It's only going to go, yeah. Oh, give it time. Absolutely. It's only going to be like, it's just going to keep rising. Okay. It's just going to keep on rising. Just give it time. It will keep on rising. Hold on. Let me just check something here from True Crime. Thank you, True Crime gal. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at this. I don't know what this is, so we're just reading it live right now. Okay. So this is from Sarah Fields. I guess she put this up just literally about an hour ago. Okay. Day one of Carmelo Anthony trial is in the books. I just left the Collin County courthouse. Today was devoted entirely to jury selection and no other proceedings took place. Okay. That said, I have quite a few observations from inside the courtroom and some very descriptive scenes to paint from what I witnessed today. First, I need to grab something to eat and sort my notes. Stand by. More updates are coming, which I do appreciate. Okay. I know that she is on one side of the fence. She believes that this man, Carmelo Anthony, should be locked up for good. Hence the reason why she has been getting a lot of threats and all that, which is never good. Okay. But hopefully she's able to give us an unbiased breakdown of what has been going on. Right. And then there's something that was shared. So Larry Brock, race baiter, Dominique Alexander. Oh, the person we were just talking about, Dominique Alexander. Okay. He had a press conference where Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, showed up and Dominique Alexander pitched a hissy fit. Wait, is this from, how old is this? Oh, this is old. This has got to be old. Reposting this must be ended 15 minutes ago. What?
Control of. So we literally work with all.
Actually say. Another officer that he had the alleged suspect, Carmelo said, and listen to this, "I'm not alleged, I did it." That's from the Frisco.
That is facts. Sorry, but that is facts. See, according to police reports, Carmelo Anthony most definitely said, "I'm not alleged, I did it." He did do that. I'm sorry. That's just facts. That is facts. All right, moving on.
Police Department arrest report on page 2. Sarah Fields has posted that. When the officer put Carmelo in the car, he and another officer noticed blood on Carmelo Anthony's left middle finger, and Carmelo...
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out, is this just recent? This is recent, sounds like.
Yeah, I think 5 stars on your rant too, by the way.
Thank you.
I think that whole case with the judges allowing the chairman to not
Non-stop feedback loop, and the guy that gives me the most grief on this Facebook, I'm sorry, he's a convicted animal abuser, and we can't really say anything. 0.48 children per woman as of recent data around 2023. Women born abroad.
Volusia County,
That's
and
right.
yes.
Long racial line. Didn't have the money to pay. Said it out loud.
Okay, I don't know. This is very interesting. But she reposted this. For what reason, I don't know. I'm just checking some things here. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Very, very interesting, to say the least. Hold on. I'm pulling this up because we all need to see this crap. I'm sorry. If I saw it, you got to see this crap, okay? Jake Lang, piece of trash, okay? He's trash. He's trash, okay? I just want to make that abundantly clear. Oh, my dear Lord. Oh, my dear Lord. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up. Where's that video? There it is. There's this trash. Okay. You have to see it because I saw it. Okay? I didn't ask for this. Okay? X is a wild, wild time. X.com, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, is absolutely out of this world. I just want to make that abundantly clear. Okay? So, you open up X and sometimes you get things and you're like, why did I get this? Why did I get this? And this was in my feed. Okay? So yeah. Apparently, well, first off, Jake Lang was thrown into jail for, he was thrown into jail because he was disrupting Chud the Builder's hearing last week or a couple weeks ago, right? And he got arrested, okay? He was thrown into jail for doing that, right? But then he just got released, okay, from 10 days of solitary confinement. Sure, he can say whatever he wants to make it sound like something, but it's not, all right? This is something else he said, okay? But our brother Chud has been left behind. He literally has found a new grift and he's running with it. I'm just throwing this out so you guys can see it for yourself. This is the same dude that has an RV that has MAGA wrapped all over it. And this is the same guy that did this whole thing a protect white people event that only 7 people showed up to and all that. All right. I just want to make that abundantly clear. So he now is out here going crazy. So take a look at this.
Guys, I've just been released from jail after 10 days of solitary confinement, and we're still saying, free Chud. Our brother has been left behind bars. His bond is exorbitant, $1.25 million, and the murderer of Austin Metcalf, only $250,000. This is two-tier justice, and we cannot allow it to stand. That's why today I'm announcing a July 4th brawl, a charity boxing match between me and Antifa leader Dave the Viking. All proceeds will go to getting my brother Chud out. We need to stand up and get Chud out. This is a message to the deep state. You are not allowed to treat us without the 14th Amendment. We all have equal rights in America. Just because Chud is white does not mean his bond needs to be 5 times higher. That's disgusting. We need a free Chud. And right here, guys, go and donate right now. That's how you can do right now to help out, get him out. Please stand up and support Chud the Builder.
Okay, guys. Let me just keep this a bean. All right. First and foremost, did the head of Antifa did he actually agree? Dave the Viking or whatever the hell the guy's name is, did he agree to doing a fight? Did he agree to do a fight? Yeah, he got Nirvana. He just got out of jail. He literally just got out of jail, and there's so much to look. Hold on. Let's take a trip down Jake Lang lane. He is on one right now. He just put up. This guy is something else. Take a look at this. Okay? So he says, we just burned the gay pride flag in front of dozens of, I'm not saying that word, at the Newark ICE facility. Happy Pride Month. Oh, it is. I guess it is Pride Month, right? June is Pride Month. But take a look at this. This guy is something else. On top of a U-Haul. Also, remember, I showed you guys footage of this guy. He was in a van. He was pulled over by, I don't know, it was like some event. And he was acting like he was banging a goat. I'm not kidding. He really was dry humping a goat. Yeah. So this guy, he is he's special.
We will never relent. America's a Christian country. America's a Christian country. Get these homos out. Get these people out. They're the ones bringing in all the migrants. We will not relent. We will not relent. America's a Christian country. America will not relent. We will stand against this degeneracy.
I wonder if this guy is the guy who's driving the car. Can he just like slam on the brakes really hard just to throw him off the top of the truck really fast? This is real. Yeah, this is real. No. He does these stunts all the time. Yeah, we're not going to watch the rest of it, okay, because we're going to go back into Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. But this is the same dude that was out here, okay? Hold on. I want to show you. Jake Lang, I think it's Protect White People, I think. Let's see. I'm just showing you who this dude is. All right. And there are people out here like, that's right, brother. Yeah. It's just sad, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's sad. It really, really is sad. I don't see it. Hold on. Like it's just the worst of the worst. Let's see. I mean, he's been chased out of areas. He's been beaten, like attacked, beaten, because he'll put himself in the way of these these activists, right? He'll go and he'll plop himself right in the middle of an anti-ICE protest that's going on, and then he'll get ran out. He'll get chased and ran out because he's just that dumb. He is one of the most hated men in America. I will say that. Even though the other people are like, that's right, brother. Keep fighting the fight, brother. Those are also the most hated people in America, too. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You take that racism and shove it. Here is, I think, nope, is it? Okay, so this is just an example. Oh, shoot. This is somebody else's platform. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, she had a couple.
Okay, Roland Martin did some stuff, did some coverage. This is just a snippet of what we saw that time, okay? And then we're going back into Metcalf stuff. But this is Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf's dad even called him and said, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you doing this, right? Protect White Americans. The Protect White Americans rally was the event. That's what it was. It was Protect White Americans rally, okay? And Austin Metcalf's father called in and said, what the hell is wrong with you? Take a look. This is just a snippet, okay? This is from Roland Martin from his channel. But we saw it, we watched this, and we reacted to it in real time at that time. But just a quick trip down memory lane about all the BS that kind of, revved up around Austin Metcalf's death, okay? This is the stuff that we saw on the other side of the fence.
You can do what you do, but that's not what he wanted his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now, I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for conflict. The consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I'm not.
I'm a father.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him? Which community?
No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community, and my community is being victimized by the community of violent black,
but here's the
degenerates.
But here's the problem.
They're degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body. And if you're not a part of that body,
I could read statistics. So I'm also a pragmatic human being. So I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your biggest concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's not my concern. I have concern.
The concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. We just can't ignore it any longer. If it stops, we're good.
So I have a question for you. Do you believe more white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2 to 1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles or drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So your response is
let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Is your response that Mr. Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people
if I was
his
him,
son
I would do it.
But he's not you. So what I'm saying
is, I'm telling you, I'm somebody that stands for what I believe in, and I don't cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire
it's because of fear.
My desire is that another Austin Metcalf does not happen next week. And if I was his father, I would stand righteously to say, yes, but I'm a man.
We all have common sense.
We know for his father.
Hold on. We know.
No, I'm speaking for white men in this country.
Are you for white people in this country? Are you a father? Are you a father?
Hold on one second.
Are you a father?
I'm not.
Who are not dealing with grief. You talk.
Okay, so you see the argument, okay? But hold on, let me see. I could have sworn there was a part where there's a part where the dad calls in and is talking to Jake Lang and basically saying, like, I'm not standing with you, and what you're doing is a waste of time. The hell is wrong with you for doing, for trying to rev something up that doesn't need to be revved up. And if you notice this dude, this Jake Lang guy, if you notice his whole demeanor is completely different in this, because, he's trying to be politician-y. Can't you tell? Now he's more radicalized. Now he's just being more insane now. Now he's just trying to stir the pot and get his name out there as best as he can, right? But if you notice, he's putting on the politician hat, like, "Ooh, well, I'm wearing a tie, and I'm dressed just like Donald Trump, and my whole bus is wrapped in Make America Great Again, and all that." So he's just trying to hit the notes of what he thinks MAGA voters are gonna like. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, well, sir, this is, I'm protecting not only just white men, I'm protecting all white people." And then having the audacity to turn to the father and basically say, "Will you stand with us, brother?" And it's like, wait a second. No. And that's literally what the father says. Austin Metcalf's father is like, "You could go kick rocks. You can have several seats and don't ever bother me again." Because here's the thing, just because, and this is the problem that I'm seeing here too, because let's be real, the parents on both sides of this situation have absolutely 110% the right to stand on the side of their kid. It's their I hate to say it, but it's their biological right. They brought this child into the world. If they believe that their son did it or did not do it, that's on them. That's their right. Here's the other thing too. When Austin Metcalf's father puts out #justice for Austin, that doesn't mean that's not a racist post. He wants justice for his son. What's wrong with that? Seriously. What is wrong with that? You see what I'm saying? And I still don't understand. Real talk, I still don't understand who the F is this dude right here. Golly, I hate. Hold on.
It's because of fear. My desire is that another Austin.
Who's that guy? Who's black man over there? Who is that guy? And what happened to you? What happened? Something off. Something wrong. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. Okay? That's without question. Something's up. Okay? And you got a guy who's just grifting and trying to get some money, because you know for a fact there is there are people out there that would support the likes of this guy. Have you not seen the girl who literally called a 5-year-old, allegedly a 5-year-old, the N-word? She made over $1 million just for saying the N-word. She's like, I'm scared for my life, and I might be losing my job, or maybe she did lose her job. I don't remember. But she was caught saying it a bunch of times on camera. And she got $1 million for it. You know what I mean? It's just... just insane. And that exists. That exists. In fact, let me see. White Americans rally. Let's try that. There it is. Oh, we got to see this. We just got to see this. This is, you can't not see this, because this was a big part of this case in the very beginning. Okay?
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
You hear what the daddy's saying, right? I'll reiterate really quick, which, by the way, yes, daddy. Let me just say, because it's kind of hard to hear, so you got to like prick up your ears and hear it. He said, you know, the guy's like saying his BS white supremacist bull crap, but you would have been a strong brother out here, you know, for the cause, right? And he's like, you done? Okay, yeah. The audacity that you have trying to drag my son's name behind your cause. Do not condone this. I am not down for this. Please F off, right? And he's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to play it again, but dear Lord.
Have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend.
He said, you are part of the effing problem, my friend.
You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap.
You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap.
I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No. I don't condone anything you do. You have no right. And he's basically saying, like, you have no right to use my son's likeness to back up your racist claims and your racist, rhetoric. That's basically what he's saying, okay? Hold on real quick. Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much for the love. How you doing, Kimberly? How you doing? All the way from Japan. Racism is the dumbest thing in human history, in my opinion. I agree 110%. 110%. You know what? Think about this for a second. All that hate that this guy has in his body, and I would say this to any racist out here in these streets, all that hate and all that time you're coming up with things to justify your disdain and animosity towards a specific race or a specific group of people. You could have like become a doctor with all that passion. You know what I mean? Like you could have done something really amazing and positive and maybe financially, beneficial for yourself. If you just took all that energy and time that you were spending on your hate and you actually poured that into something positive for your well-being and got rid of all that ignorance and just focused on your own life and your own set goals, he'd be in a completely different place right now. He wouldn't be locked up or look like a fool. You see what I'm saying? Looking like a mother-loving clown out here in these streets. But that's what he's occupied his mind with, which is sad. And it also shows that this person's not well in the head. That's just what I truly think. The people who are out here, I know we're all a little racist sometimes. We all are. But this is bad. This is when it's so consuming. It consumes every fiber of his being. He wakes up every day with all this hate, all this whatever, trying to make white people big again or something. I don't know what is going on in his mind, right? But his mind is so consumed with all that hate. If he just put all that stuff out to the side and he focused on things that mattered for himself and for his livelihood and maybe for a future, a family, blah, 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 lineage, etc., he would be doing so much more for himself. His life would be brighter. But this is a mental illness. Straight up. It really is. He clearly isn't okay in the head. He's like the racist jackass. You know what I mean? Hi, I'm Jake Lane, and I'm going to burn a pride flag on top of a U-Haul and call them the F word while we blaze down the road. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally him. He's a dumbass. All of this time that he's focused on this, he could have done so much more with his life. Do you understand that? Okay, I'm done. I'm just going to play this out. We can go to Austin Metcalf's brother's interview here. All right, after this, okay?
Let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
Here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak.
Wow.
Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, hey, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make
If
us
we
back
were all,
down.
if we were all of your nature,
down.
Guys, listen.
You're
Let
not
me
gonna
say this.
save
what a
us.
weak
Not
man.
Do you know who you're talking to? You don't, do you?
I'm talking to
Okay. And obviously you watch the rest of it if you want to, blah, blah, blah. But he looks like a damn fool. All right. The dad is basically saying, hey, do not use my son's likeness in any of
a black man.
You don't know.
on your website or any of these other places that you're trying to put my son's name and his face on things that should not be there. You see what I'm saying? And he could see some serious lawsuits if he continued to use Austin Metcalf's face trying to be like, oh yeah, this is about, white pride and all that crap. So thank God he was smart enough to be like, all right, we won't use his face anymore. But he's still on this grift, which is just dumb. He's trying to find anything under the sun that he can to justify whatever the hell he is doing. It's sad, y'all. It's absolutely, absolutely sad. And we've progressed as a people, I'd like to think. And then people like him seem to sprout up like a weed to remind us that we're not fully out of the dark yet. And then the darkness is racism. But moving on, inequality, etc. Okay, divisiveness and crap. All right, but let's take a listen to Austin Metcalf's brother, his twin brother, okay, Hunter. He tells us a little bit about Austin and, of course, what he went through. Let's take a listen. And this is the mother here too.
This is Hunter. Did you want to talk to him?
Hi, man.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
He's a good kid. We just got a little altercation, and that's really it. But he has a good heart. Everyone knows. Everyone around here knows he's a great kid. He just one mistake from that dude, and just took my brother. He didn't deserve it.
Thank you so much, Kimberly in Japan, for 5 memberships. Welcome to the family, all 5 of you. I really appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much for the support and the love. Thank you so very much. For those of y'all who just became members, please just pay it forward. Open the door for somebody. Do something positive with that positivity that Kimberly gave to you guys. Okay, put some purple heart emojis in the chat if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. Okay, welcome to all the new members. Yes. Thank you so much. So let's take a listen.
No one deserves a loss from a family like that. I know people that lose their family members all the time, but I just didn't know it would be mine so soon. I'm my best friend and my brother my whole life, but if y'all could just not y'all, sorry. Just thank y'all for just comforting us, and the Frisco area has been comforting my family and me. I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done. It's a really hard loss, but we're gonna get through it with my family, so we'll just stay together. I mean, our relationship is really the tightest I've ever seen in somebody, between 2 human beings. I mean, we did everything together, clean the dishes together, do the yard work together, sports, you name anything in the world, it's always us two and one thing. So you're always just basically one person.
You guys just a few minutes apart?
4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Austin was first by 4 minutes. He got stuck in me.
So technically your bigger brother.
Yes, ma'am. He does a lot of big brother stuff around. He's always on my back. Even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what. It's just really heartbreaking to see someone that cares for you that much and does everything even by your side no matter what, just pass away like that.
Mm-hmm. Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So yeah. That's just what I saw. Before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track.
Here's the thing. He's basically saying he's never seen this guy before. You noticed that, right? He said, before I knew this guy's name, he's like, I didn't know this guy's name, but he was under our tent during this track meet. And then
we asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at
I tried to whip around. I don't know what whip around means. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what that, I'm sorry. We're just playing it over because this is the part that everybody has been circling over and rerunning and just trying to understand more thoroughly of what, what he's talking about. And that's the thing. I don't know what he's talking about here. You see what I'm saying? What's this whipping around? He also says that Austin grabbed the backpack, and there's rumor, or at least eyewitnesses saying that he either touched KARMELO or he actually grabbed KARMELO. So maybe what people are saying when he said grabbed KARMELO, they meant that he grabbed the bag. Maybe Austin wanted to see what he had in the bag. Because again, if you got your hand in a bag and you're going, hey, you step up and see what happens. You know what I mean? Step up and see what happens. Maybe he was like, give me that bag. What's in the bag, man? You see what I'm saying? Because maybe he's thinking, oh no, he might have a pew-pew. Real talk, he might have thought that too. He might have thought that KARMELO was holding a pew-pew, holding a little pistol. You never know. So then he's like, give me the bag. What's in the bag, man? You see what I'm saying? But that's interesting. I'm rolling it back, okay?
Passed away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track.
Hold on.
We asked him to move.
Hold on.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now.
Okay. Yeah. So he didn't know who he was at all. Just so you know. I didn't know who he was before, but now I know his name. But before, I didn't know who this kid was, right? And he walks up. He's under the tent.
This kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So
I tried to whip around as fast as I could. Whip around. I mean, you know, I know some of you guys are saying like try to turn around, so on and so forth. I get that part too, but something's odd. Something odd is here. I'm not sitting here saying that he's trying to cover anything up, but he can't really say much. I get it. And it does creep show. I agree, creep. It does sound rehearsed, but it may have been something that they agreed upon before they went on live, before they went into this interview. Remember, these reporters probably said, okay, you can say this much. You know what I mean? Just, you know, you don't have to tell us everything. Just tell us what you remember, right? And maybe this was a rehearsed conversation that he had with his mama. Maybe the mama was like, okay, tell him this, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, some of y'all are saying he's probably not telling the truth. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's some truth in there, but you also got to remember things happen so quickly. It happened not so long ago from the time of this reporting, this interview. So you never know. He may not be fully processing everything that he saw too. You got to remember, this is a traumatic experience. His older brother by 4 minutes, his older twin brother by 4 minutes died in his arms. They're 17 years old. I'm just saying it's a lot. And I can see why this kid may not be fully processing everything. But now it's been well over a year. He most definitely will be taking the stand. He'll have an opportunity to repeat what he saw and what he experienced. That is if he actually takes the stand. But he was one of the main people that was standing there as an eyewitness, right? But let's continue. So I can see why it's kind of, you know, jostled and all that too. Sounds rehearsed, but why would he lie? I don't know. Maybe to protect his brother. But then again, he could be telling the truth right now. And only giving what he can give right now due to it being an ongoing investigation. Let's continue.
That's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. Mm-hmm. Real strong. And I know I'm strong too, but he's a little stronger. But he did a lot for our family and a bunch of stuff that we just don't recognize. And it's just like, especially throughout our friends too, like everyone knew, like he was the peacemaker. That's what I'm saying. Like, I heard someone who really makes peace, really calms peace down. He makes everything sail smoothly. And because I get upset, but then he calms me down. He was just always there for me. So it's just really heartbreaking to see like how this happened.
Oh my goodness. And you guys are how old are you?
17.
17?
Yeah, they'll be 18 in July.
I saw a lot of articles say you guys were 16. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Junior?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Austin wanted to play football.
He would have played college football.
He would have,
for sure. He definitely used his mindset, his skill level, his IQ. The game was probably the best I've seen in the Frisco area.
Yeah.
As a linebacker, he was a stud, and I always try to fill those shoes with him and play with him. And I had a blast my whole life playing sports with him my whole life. It was just me and him always good against people. And our last year together was this year, so it's just really heartbreaking not to see him next year on the field.
I'm so sorry, my love. Oh my goodness. I saw that he won like linebacker of the year.
For the Frisco Memorial, he was
second team all district, which he should have been first.
Yeah.
But it's just everyone knows around this area the impacts of what he does for football and what he does for families and friends. Like, he's just a great guy overall to be around, and
hard worker.
Extremely. It's just really hard. It's just really hard to see someone go like that just for like recklessness.
Mm-hmm. My focus of my story is, of course, on Austin. That is what's most important. But what would you say about the suspect and what's next? I
don't know anything about him. We have nothing to say.
I've never met this kid until right then. It really was under 30 seconds, this altercation. I've never met this kid in my entire life. And it's just.
And to be honest with you, we don't want to give him any recognition or any care, because that's not. We have no desire to have anything to do with that man. So.
If Austin can hear you, what would you say to him?
I'd say, that's really hard, but I'd say a lot of things, because I saw him before his last moments, and it was just.
How much we loved him. He knew that.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do for him. Anything, I do anything for him.
Yeah.
No matter what. He call me, I think anything that he needs, I'll do it for him.
There it is. There it is. I mean, here's the thing. There are a lot of people that are speculating that maybe Hunter, in this, especially in this interview, because it's like the only, I mean, he's done a couple other interviews, but this is like the most thorough one that I've personally seen. Yes, there are rumors that that the twins were being bullies, or that they were bullies in high school. I don't know about that. I don't know about that being true or not. Like I said, there's been so many stories and so many rumors and theories out here, but nothing has been backed up by these theories. One thing is for sure. He's saying he didn't know this kid at all, that he did not know Carmelo at all, and that what happened with Austin obviously is a tragic situation. I don't know why this. It's a wild situation, right? But the interview is interesting because he even says, we just heard it. He said, I'll do whatever it takes. Like, I got my brother's back. I'll hold it down for him no matter what, because that's my brother. I think that's also very important and interesting information to keep in the back of our brains as well. Because again, we're hearing that, hey, is it possible that he be willing to twist the truth a little bit, twist the storyline to make Austin look more of an innocent bystander, to make it, you know what I mean? To make him look like he's innocent. Because it just doesn't make sense how Austin walks up to Carmelo and suddenly there's an altercation. Unless what Austin brother's saying here, Hunter is saying, is the truth. That Austin walked up and was like, yo, man, you're under the wrong tent. And Carmelo is just in some rage. And he's like, F you, man. I can be under any tent I want, bro. Oh, okay, homie. But we need you to go over there. That's your tent. Our tent's here. Right? And then, altercation happens. You see what I'm saying? So the only thing I could see is either he is fabricating or twisting the truth a little bit to make his brother look like a hero, you know what I mean? Like, look like an innocent victim, or that is really what happened. You see what I'm saying? It's his brother. He's willing to do whatever he can to protect his brother. This is also his twin brother. They also play on the same teams. He probably has been one to protect his brother, you know what I mean? And his brother, vice versa, protecting him on the field as well. I'm just saying, in the sport of football or any type of sport where they need to be protecting each other, they've always had each other's backs. So what are the possibilities of him having his back even in death? because he's like, I don't want people to think that Austin was this terrible person. What if Austin was really bad? What if Austin was the one who actually was pushing the envelope, was pushing and being rude, overtly and aggressively rude to KARMELO, which caused this whole thing to go down? But then again, what if KARMELO is actually the instigator the entire doggone time? Like I said, when we get into the trial, we're going to find out some more information for sure. That all that stuff is going to be laid out. And I hope it does get laid out. And I hope the people that are inside this courthouse, in these courtrooms, are going to be able to give us a full breakdown of everything in an unbiased way. Because there are going to be some biased individuals in that room. Trust and believe.
He's just a great guy. So when you have a great guy, you want people to be around you, they're going to be around you no matter what. Like, he's a great leader. That's why I always want to tell him, like, I always wanted to be like him in that sense. It's like how he just communicates and has great ways with people all the time. And I always looked up to him for like that. He wasn't a big brother in a sense, he was the same age, but he was a big brother to me.
We just want to make sure that everybody knows how much that Austin is going to be still in our lives, as far as in our memories and our hearts forever. You know, it's going to be really hard. This is going to be really hard.
I see how much you guys love and adore him.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously going to be a tough trial. This is definitely going to be a tough trial, especially when you have everybody and their mama outside. You know, you got opposing sides going in there. You got the likes of a Jake Lang. You got the likes of the the extreme polar opposites being out there. It's only going to make the situation worse. I just hope that it stays protected, that everything is okay, that there are no threats to the courthouse. There are no threats to the, you know what I mean? That's just what I'm hoping, that people stay protected and nothing bad comes of this situation. You know what I mean? But I digress. Let's continue on. Let us continue on. Because we got to get into this next piece, baby. All right? We have got to get into some conversations, baby. Oh, well, okay. So that is something that I think is very interesting. We're gonna see how things continue on, because obviously there is let me just say this. Jury selection is happening right now as we speak. Okay? Jury selection is happening right now as we speak. Obviously, there's going to be more information when it does come out. I'm curious to see what comes out after jury selection. And I mean, that could happen for this entire week, or they could be done by the middle of this week. I'm hoping that they do get it so we can get to this faster, you know what I mean? So we can get to this trial, get to the information. I'm just hoping that we get some people who give us up-to-date information and let us know what is actually going on, okay? Have I been following the Reckless Ben Bricks? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Messy, I have no idea what that is. So no. To answer your question, no, okay? But yeah, I'd like to know if they did have a history of being bullies in high school, or, you know, in their school, or not. You know what I mean? Those are just things that I'd like to know as well. But nonetheless, we have got to get into another mother-loving call from Mackenzie Shirilla. Another call from Mackenzie Shirilla. Okay? Vanilla Shirilla the killer. Okay? Now this one's a very interesting one. This is a very short one. But like I said, we're gonna be going through a couple of these, you know what I mean, over time. But I wanted to share this one with y'all because I do think this one is this is an interesting one where she's talking about the injuries of the victims and all that stuff. And I think it's just, I just think we just need to take a look at it and take a listen to it ourselves. This is not, she bad. She not great. But again, this is from Phone Calls from Prison. Okay. Shout out to that fantastic YouTube channel. All right. So let's take a listen to this. Vanilla Shirilla the Killer on the mic. Let's go.
Hello?
Hey.
Liz messaged me.
Yay! See, there you go. You're going to keep getting people. It might take a while, for setup to happen and stuff. I'm telling everybody. So you have a huge army out here, baby. Okay, so keep the faith. And also, Liz also likes to write novels.
I know. I know, she sent me one. She said she went through some stuff, too, and it hits her from home.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she said it, hits her right in the heart. She knows, so.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't even check my video calls yet.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, can you see?
You have to check.
Okay. Remember, I'm always in the night. I'm always going to have at least 2. Monday, I think I have you all night because Monday's going to suck.
Why? What day is it? Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think, I don't even know. I just have, no, you can't even, hurt me no more. That's where I'm at. I'm just, been hurt, 85 times in a row where, it just,
I know.
It doesn't even hurt. It really doesn't. It's just wow. That's
it's
how it is. It's just I'm just I'm a punching bag.
Exactly. You stab me 100 times. By the 100th stab, I'm kind of numb. Just watch. Obviously, don't be fake. I know you're not going to be fake, but we are national news, so it's going to be everywhere, which is ridiculous. So.
What do you mean?
I'm sure the verdict. I'm sure it's going to be announced all over the place.
Then they can put the appeal on the news too. They better get the news on that too.
You got that shit right, little mama. Yep.
I said, oh, Liz, I love you so much. I'm just shocked. I think I would hurt them beyond shocked. But I'm glad you reached out. Set up a video call with me. I would love one. And send your number. I want to hear your story. I wish I got to work for you guys one time at least.
Yeah. Yep, you would have been a rock star employee. For sure. I told Grandpa about how you're flossing with strings from your socks and stuff. And he goes, wow, that's a survivor right there. That's a survivor. I'm like, I know. I know she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay no matter where she goes.
I'm so weirded out by Stephen, though. Oh, I didn't answer. Oh, my God, Dad, this is not even the first time Dad sent that message to me. I just realized I missed a message from Dad. He sent it twice.
Just ignore it.
Dad said, if it looks like a pig, smell like a pig, and walk like a pig, then it's a pig. I love you.
What the heck?
He really wants to know the answer to that question, and I'm sure you already know the answer to that question.
Mhm.
So why is he asking?
Confirmation, or the other. Just don't. Just say, talk to Mom. Love you. Or you can even say, I can't talk about anything.
Yeah, Jacob needs to message me. And I keep thinking about why the fuck did I say Jacob in the car accident? Why did I say that? That's weird as fuck.
Your brain was I don't know.
The police are asking about Dom, lie or something. I don't understand.
I don't know.
Did my brain try to hide, protect Dom, or I don't understand why I said that.
I don't know either. I'm gonna go sit at my desk.
I'm still curious about the Jacob thing too. I still don't understand it. And yeah, I do feel like the mom, like I said it earlier, I said it yesterday. It's just you could do no wrong, honey. You're amazing. You're gonna be an astronaut. You're gonna be the next president of the United States. You're incredible. That's all the mom is doing the entire time. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. The mom is trying to keep her daughter mentally strong, especially during this terrible time. But at the same time, at some point, you have to spread a little reality into your daughter's life that she is in prison. and that she could most definitely be there for a good portion of her life, and that she may never get out anytime soon. In fact, she even said, I may not even be out enough to be able to bear children. I may not be able to bear children by the time I get out of prison, right? She even said that too. So she is starting to come to terms with the reality of being locked up. But mama just out here just refusing to bring reality into it. And no, I'm not expecting mama to be a butthole to her daughter. No, but it's the whole like, you're incredible. Yes. Oh, you're so strong. You're such a survivor. You're incredible. Like at some point that's going to die out. She can't do 30 years of that. You see what I'm saying? You can't do 30 years of that. At some point, mama's going to have to be like, listen, you're going to be in there. So, you know, you're going to have to make the best of it, you know? But she ain't my kid. You see?
Did you get anything from her on the other victim?
Only his first name is Jacob. That's all I got.
The other, the person, the other male in the car, all we know is his name is Jacob at this point. He looks like a black male, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll start getting.
Maybe she said Davian, and he mistook it as Jacob. I know that sounds like a weird, like, stretch. You see what I'm saying? But that's why she's like, I don't understand why he asked why he thought I said Jacob. I didn't say Jacob. I don't remember saying Jacob. But maybe she did say Davian, and it sounded like, maybe it did sound like Jacob. Jessica White said, what was his plug name? Shoot, that's a good question too. You never know. Maybe Jacob was the name that he used. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's just very, very strange. It is. Okay. And then you hear in the body cam footage, them coming back and saying Jacob. So I don't know. It's very weird.
Who knows, Mackenzie? Your whole brain got knocked around a little bit. I'm sure you were not completely together. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how did I, like, not die? I just, like, still don't understand that. Like, I just don't understand, like, how, I don't know, like, and then, like, I keep, like, having, like, weird dreams, but, like, not dreams, but, like, thoughts. Like, I'll be trying to sleep, and then I'll just, like, think about, like, them describing Dom.
Oh, my God, I have to write that down, and I can't see anything on the phone, but just give me another,
idea.
You know?
Yeah, it's like really like they like described it to it, like it's like disgusting me. Like I'm so through. Like why do they have to like go into detail with me in the room? Like I don't know. Like it's just I just like and Dom got like so like.
I know.
Like it makes me like I could like throw up right now. Like I could puke. Right
well, that's because I know, same. I'm so sorry you had to hear all that, baby. I'm so sorry that I couldn't sit by you through those moments.
Oh boy.
That's disgusting. Like I could.
I'm so sorry.
Vomit.
I know.
But that, you see what I'm saying? Like I get it. That you don't see. This is the problem. It's like mama got to stop coddling her child, because now she's a grown woman now. Once you get, once you get convicted of something like this, once you get convicted of something so bad like this, all right, she ain't a kid anymore. She ain't a baby. Now she a grown-ass woman because she made grown-ass choices. Blazing down the road. I'm sorry, guys. For those of y'all who may believe that she had some sort of POTS episode, okay? No, I don't think she did. I really don't. I really, really don't. I think she just went out her mind. And she could have been on so many different substances, and she made that decision to basically drive that car into a wall. I think she drove that car into the wall thinking that they were all not going to walk out of that car alive. And she happened to survive. And so she tried to spin it as best as she could to see if she could use this for some sort of modeling opportunities, for some sort of financial gain. Oh, pity me. Oh, I look good on camera. So pity me, but give me gigs, because now I'm a survivor. That's what I think. Ooh, I'm alive. So and the damage that I received from this car, it's not that bad. Didn't mangle up my face. Still, I don't understand the feet, but you get what I'm saying, right? Didn't mangle up the face, nor the feet either, if you really think about it. All right. JLK, what's up, man? Pascal, my dog, what's up, man? Mackenzie really thinks she's at summer camp or something. She clearly didn't understand the sentencing judge gave her. Yeah, I mean, that's literally what we're seeing. Like, all that they're dealing with, all that she's dealing with, and how she's handling this whole situation in prison is almost like it's high school all over again. That has not graduated high school in that high school mentality. So she's back in it all over again, dealing with all these young girls, all these other girls that are there, these grown women as well, that are all locked up for whatever the wrongdoings that they've done. And it's just summer camp, but it's permanent. It's perma summer camp. So for women, female prisons, it's like summer camp. Male prison, that's hell on earth. All they're doing is, they're busy, they having fun. The guys in male prison, they're not having fun because it's not consensual. Do you understand? They drop the soap in prison, in male prisons, and nuh-uh. Because if you pick up that soap, it's a wrap. Female prisons, do it. Take your mama out all night. Just have a great time. They're having a great time, okay? Whole lot of, you know what I mean? They're having a blast to kill the time. Male prisons, oh dear God. Okay? Reed, thank you so much for the love. Aria, I think it's Aria, right? Or Arius. I don't remember. But anyway, Jody, yes. 2. If I can't have you, nobody can. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Shut up, JLK. How would you know? I don't know that stuff. The hell's wrong with you, man? I've seen Oz. I've seen Oz. Okay? Shoot. Oz is enough to scare anybody. Have you seen Oz? Have you seen the show Oz? Oh my God. Savagery. Men are terrible. Men are terrible. Okay? Yeesh. But the ladies, they're having a grand old time. See what I'm saying? And I agree 110% with the last comment, right? It's summer camp. That's all it is. It's summer camp. But here, male prison, that's hell on earth. So it's weird how they're not, you know what I mean? They don't graduate. They don't mature in a way. It just kind of stays in the same mentality. She's still doing the same crap, so on, and there's a lot of other girls that are in that same mentality as her, and they're kind of stuck in that world and they never shake out of it. And then what's making it even worse is that you don't have the likes. You have the likes of the mother being like, you could do no wrong. You could do no wrong. You're so strong. I'm so sorry. Oh, Kenzie, I'm so sorry. I wasn't there for you when that happened. When you got that information. I'm sorry, baby. Stop. She drove that car into a brick wall. She took the lives of those 2 young men. She got to pay the price. She got to take accountability and come to terms with her actions. But that's just my opinion.
Well, it didn't help that somebody was on his lap with all that extra weight either. You know what I mean?
Yo! Say that again, Mama. One more time for the nosebleed seats. You said what?
I know. Well, it didn't help that somebody was on his lap with all that extra weight either. You know what I mean?
By the way, this is weeks. Date of call, August 2023. Mama still doesn't know the name of the other body that was added weight on Davion or on Dom. You mean to tell me she hasn't even looked into this young man's who the young man was? Hold on, I'm repeating that. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys, but I heard.
I know. Well, it didn't help that somebody was on his lap with all that extra weight either. You know what I mean?
Somebody, you can't even say his mother-loving name. She better say it in the next 3 seconds or I just might flip.
Whew. Can't talk about that.
Remember? But we loved Dom. She loved him so much. That was her soulmate. He was the air that she breathed. She had a little shrine next to her bed. There was nothing but Dom. It was nothing but Dom. We didn't know anything about Davion. We didn't know him. We didn't know him. You know, we didn't know him. But Dom was amazing. He was such a good boy. We're so sorry that happened to Dom. We didn't know Davion. We didn't know who he was. We don't really care about him. We only care about Dom. Like, come on. Come on, y'all.
Wow, what did you want me to say to Nina? Wait a minute.
Happy birthday, Leo Queen.
Wait, you're not even bothering to say. This is the same phone call, by the way. They haven't cut or anything. It's the same mother-loving phone call, and they couldn't even say this kid's name. They couldn't even say Davion's name. That really angers me. I'm sorry. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a moment because I'm trying to breathe. It's two people that lost their lives in there too. It's not just Dom. Yes, may he rest in peace, and what happened to him is terrible, but it's Davion too, homie. And she can't even say that kid's name. I'm rolling that back. We gotta listen to that crap one more time.
I'm so sorry.
Vomit.
I know.
And then also how she talks about hearing about the wounds, the injuries that Dom actually received. She's just talking about Dom. She doesn't even talk about Davion either. Okay? Yeah, cookies burnt. Burn my Dom cookies. But she doesn't even bother to talk. Even Mackenzie, okay? Vanilla Shirilla the killer doesn't even bother to mention Davion's injuries. She's just, unless she talks about it later on in this phone call. I hope to sweet baby Jesus she does. But it's just Dom. And she's like, ew, vomit. Ew, vomit. What?
Well, it didn't help that somebody was on his lap with all.
Somebody on, like, you can't even say his name.
Well, it didn't help that somebody was on his lap with all that extra weight either. You know what I mean? Whew. Can't talk about that. Wow, what did you want me to say to Nina? Wait a minute.
Happy birthday, Leo Queen.
That's what it was.
So I had a really weird dream for him.
What?
I had these like just red rash like all over my body in the dream.
Okay.
And it was I don't know what happened. Yeah, I answered all my messages, and I'm not answering Steven no more. Cause hell no.
Nope.
He scares me.
Yeah. We gotta log on. I don't have to click in yet though. We got time because it takes about 10 minutes to set up. So.
Yeah, Miss Elisa's texting me too.
Oh, good. I got to sign in real quick. Wait, I just gotta log into work. She texted you back already?
I'm texting Miss Lisa.
Oh, okay.
Can you find a court outfit for me?
I'm just afraid to bring. I don't want that. I think the best thing to wear would be that gray thing.
What?
Okay. The gray V-neck thing I was going to bring before, because if it gets lost, who cares? And it'll look very nice.
Is it mine?
Yeah.
But what is it? What brand is it? If it's something Dom got me, I don't want to wear that.
Oh no, it's not anything special. I would never bring anything special like that.
How do you know?
Because it's like an off-brand, Kenzie. I promise.
What brand is it?
Morona or something?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's off-brand or not. Like, what if it's something I like a lot and I don't?
Well, that's what I mean. Well, then,
I'm not wearing that pink shirt, Mom. It smells bad as fuck.
I know.
I'm not wearing that pink shirt.
I'm just going to bring this gray tunic because if it gets lost, it's easily replaceable. You know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't matter. What if it's something that Dom got me?
He didn't. I promise. Okay? And I have to believe that they kind of know what they're doing with this. So.
Yeah, I answered all my messages.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, Steven was throwing me off, though. That's so weird.
That is super weird.
Oh.
I'm glad you have these people contacting
Oh, my
you.
God.
What?
Isn't that crazy how she's like, it's so great that people are contacting you and all that. It's like, it's so weird. I'm sorry. It's like, oh my God, this guy's so obsessed with me, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, it's so good that people are messaging you and trying to reach out to you and all that. Like this is so bad. This is just.
What the fuck? 3 o'clock, 7:38.
Ooh, who's the 3 o'clock?
I don't know, but are you 7:30 to 8?
I always have 2 in the night.
You have 3.
Oh, you have
it's
one?
7 o'clock, 7:38.
I don't know. You can call me back one more time if you want. Do it now.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Oh boy. Yeah. So that was a real thing. That was a real thing. Sad. Sad. I just want to make that abundantly clear. Sad. There are so many things that they could be talking about. And instead of them actually honoring the dead, they're busy. I mean, they don't even bother to honor the dead. And she has a roster. Yeah. She actually had a roster of people that are actually calling her. So she's talking to people. Yeah, they might be just people who are just strange, to have strange, things in their heads, like people who are just obsessed with her because they saw they saw a true crime documentary, or they saw her in the newspaper, so they suddenly become obsessed with her and they want to talk to her. You know how it is. It's like people are obsessed with Luigi Mangione. People are obsessed with Brian Koberger. People were in highly invested and obsessed with like Ted Bundy. You see what I'm saying? There are people who are literally just that messed up in their mind. Yeah, feet people maybe. I don't know. What is she rubbing the soles of her feet on the speaker, the microphone side of the phone? I don't know how you do it with the feet on the phone. You know what I mean? Like, are you saying wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, is it this little piggy goes to the market? This little piggy stayed home and he's just like, hey, yeah. You know what I mean? Say wee, wee, wee. You know what I mean? Just don't say the last part. All the way no home. You know what I mean? Is that what she's doing on the phone? I'm just saying. It's crazy. Okay? No, I won't. Yeah, don't get me started on feet again. You know, face to feet. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. But you get what I'm saying, right? You clearly can see that they don't really give a damn about these guys. And that's wild. And you also got to remember what Dad said one time. He literally said in another interview, yeah, if Davion was the only one in the car, this wouldn't be a big deal. That is the worst thing to say in an interview ever in the history of ever. Like, what does that mean? Because he's black? Does it mean that, are you saying that his life isn't as important as Russo's life? Dominic Russo's life? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So again, that's what I mean by this very much pisses me off, and it's absolutely wrong what we've been hearing in these video calls. Okay? It's absolutely wrong. All right. But we got to get into this. We got to get into this last conversation, something a little bit lighter. All right. We've been talking about a lot of heavy, controversial things today. It has been one hell of a show. Okay, real talk. Of course, I'm waiting to see if there's any updates in the Carmelo Anthony trial. Obviously, there hasn't been any today. It's just jury selection. So if anything massively huge is mentioned in some of these updates, we will talk about it. In fact, I take that back. There is something that we are gonna. You know what? I'm gonna do that first before we go into this light conversation, because I think we need to get into something a little bit more. A little bit light to end our conversation for today. Okay. Here's another piece. It's kind of heavy, just so you know. U.S. and Iran are exchanging blows right now. They've been doing that since early this morning. Just so you know what's going on in the other side of the world. That's really happening too right now. So as much as they say we're in talks of peace, that whole thing, that's not actually happening anymore. I don't think that's happening anymore. I think things are starting to escalate and get even worse overseas in the Middle East. So just so you know what's going on that end. Now, somebody by the name of Queen Sheba did a live feed right outside of the courthouse after the day. Okay, it's been a manic Monday for sure. Okay. But this is Queen Sheba. Shout out to her. I just found this on X. I do not know what she's going to say in here. So real quick, I just want to make that abundantly clear. It sounds like she was in that courtroom. So let's hear what she got to say about all of this. Oops.
You got to get the logistics together. We were told that it's first come, first serve. But when it was time to enter into the courtroom, it was mayhem. When I tell you people were just kind of jumping up and not really adhering to what was happening or what should have happened in real time, I want the deputies to step up, right? What good is having the presence of law enforcement if you don't have the logistics in order? So this is the part that I feel like you need a woman. Get you a woman on law enforcement that can help work those courtrooms and say, hey, wait a minute. We can't do this like this. We got to get people in line. The guys are just kind of like, hey, y'all got to duke it out. Well, I can't duke it out. I don't want to duke it out and push and shove. You know what I mean? With people, if you say first come, first serve, then I would like for you guys to logistically be able to handle that and come up with a system in real time by Wednesday. 48 hours, I need you to wrap it up and have a system in place when I come back here on Wednesday. All right. So here's what we got on site. Let me talk a little bit about the demographics of the public, people that showed up today to witness jury selections. About 58%, give or take, is African American. And this is just a guess, right? I'm just estimating. 58% are black, right? People that showed up to get in the public line, maybe 62%, give or take. There was a small group of people that did show up in the color purple. And from what I'm being told, the color purple is Carmelo Anthony's. Those are Carmelo Anthony's supporters, and that's his favorite color. So you did have a group of people that are sporting the color purple. Now, if we talk about the demographics of the jurors, the people who were in line for, by the way, it's hundreds of people in there that's in line to become a potential juror or to be kind of excused from having to serve on the jury. We're looking at about 77 to 80% white. Okay, I'm giving you the facts. You can take what you need and discard the rest. Okay, these are things that your conservative media can't say because it just doesn't come across right, even though it's a fact. So take what you need from it and discard the rest. So that's what's happening as it relates to what the public appearance is. And to be honest with you, isn't this what y'all really want to know? For those of you that are not here on site, who's in there? What's going on? Was his family there? Do you think the jury is this and that? 58% of the public is African American. I mean, you have sprinkles, of different races and everything, different backgrounds there. About 77 to 80% of the jurors, potential jurors that showed up, I'm going to say are white Americans. Now, the demographics of Collin County, you're looking at 62% white. That's why it's important for those of you, because a lot of you have made this a very racial trial. If you're into the race thing, then you need to answer your jury summons. When you decline to participate in jury summons, then you find yourself at home screaming at the television, he, she, they didn't get a fair trial. Well, it's because of you at home that people are not getting fair trials or what you deem as fair trials if you neglect to show up. That's a part of your duty. That's a part of your duty as a civilian, okay? So, what else do we have today? Remember, there's not a lot going on. So I want to talk about what I think is going to happen in this case. This is going to be a jury trial, period, point blank. This trial, even though it's a murder trial, this is going to be a jury trial. And I have a couple of questions for you that I would like for you to consider. Number one, will this be a fair trial, in your opinion? Yes or no? Number two, what do you deem fair? For those of you that are tuning in, keeping up with the case, wanting to be updated, what do you deem as fair when it comes to trials?
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead just to see if she says anything else. Hold on.
I really think there's some opportunity here for you, Collin County, as a courthouse. No personal electronic devices are allowed in a courtroom. That's pretty standard practice, right? But y'all, they have no place for us to stow them. So everybody's not local. Everybody didn't drive. Everybody doesn't drive. We do have ride shares now. That's in 2026. So if a woman who's traveling alone to the court, maybe somebody came out of town or even somebody local, and you're saying you're not allowed to have a phone and you're not using tax dollars, nobody thought about the ingenuity of the courthouse to say, hey, shouldn't we have cubby holes, cubicles, lockers? If you let your trunk up, I'll put it in there. If you leave it up, I can watch it. Oh, okay, got you. Tell them give me like 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, so again, that's from Queen Sheba. She was saying that the court is not very prepared, but I'm still waiting to see if there's any more info from other people as well. Just want to see, I want to hear some other perspectives, before we continue on. Paige on Facebook said, I so agree with her. People don't want to be on a jury and try to get out of it, but want a fair jury if they ever needed one, if they ever need one. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. And then of course this one, of course you're going to see people are going to be coming out the woodwork to try to be a part of this one, because they feel passionate about this one. And they're not going to get in unless they find a way to finesse or lie their way into the jury pool. Hopefully through the questions that the teams either side are asking, they're going to be able to, cut out the people who are, you know what I mean? They're going to do everything they can to try to cut through the BS and find the people who are there specifically because they're on one side. You know, they just want to say that Carmelo's guilty and they just want to see him locked up for good, or for those who want to see him exonerated and free to walk, you know? So we'll see about that. Yeah. So we haven't seen really any information yet. You know, I've been looking around to see if there's been any updates outside of that, and I haven't seen really much yet. Okay. But when we get to it, we'll get to it, I promise. Now, we got to get into this other piece, okay? This is something I think is very interesting, and I already did this as a short today, but I think this is very interesting. We haven't talked about Diddy, the diddler, in a while, okay? But he's back in the conversation. He's back in the zeitgeist all over again because of his nasty, disturbing, and salacious appetites, okay? There has been a freak-off tape that has been released to the world. And a lot of people are saying, I can't unsee it now. Yeah. This is crazy. So, according to, and I've seen it. I've seen it. It's all over X, y'all. I'll just let you know. It's all over X. So if you have X and you are just curious about it, go ahead and take a look. And it's most definitely, that is Diddy. And like I said in the short, he truly is showing that there are no small roles. There are merely small weed whackers. There's no such thing as a small role. Not anymore. There truly are small weed whackers, though. Yeah, he ain't packing, apparently. Yeah. It's insane. It is not what I thought I was going to see. I'm telling you, you see parts of Diddy that you didn't think you were going to see. It literally starts that way. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's like that. But then you got to watch for research purposes and you're going, oh, that's actually that's happening. That's a full, yep, there it is. Him in all of his glory. And I'm talking about the other guy and then 50 Cent's baby mama. And then, you know what I mean? And, you know, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And it's no joke. He is handing her in the very beginning of it, handing her bottles. It's not just one where he's like, yeah, take this. He's giving her bottles of baby oil. Bottles. Okay? Bottles. He's like, here, you take this. Oh, yeah, here's another one, girl. And she's like, okay. Pouring it on herself and stuff. You know what I mean? As, you know, this guy is getting prepared, if you get what I'm saying, to enter the velvet curtains and do a little, you know what I mean? So yeah, this actually happened. Okay? I just want to make this abundantly clear. So she is oiling herself up. She's oiling him up, the performer. Okay? And his name is Sly Diggler. Yeah, he goes by Sly Diggler. And there's apparently rumor, or apparently he was on Vlad, like DJ, like Vlad TV, okay? And he was basically saying that he had footage, he had a video, and I guess he was warning or threatening to kind of leak this freak off tape out. Now that freak off tape came out, and it is with Sly Diggler. It is with Sly Diggler. Just being dead ass. With 50 Cent's baby mama. With Diddy going around and like telling him what to do and giving her bottles of baby oil and all that. Adjusting things and all that. It's insane. It's insane. But this stuff is actually being filmed. He's literally in the corner losing his religion. Okay? Whacking it. Okay? Weed whacker. Tenderizing his meat, which apparently seems like his meat ain't working. Like in that one. That's the thing, because the entire time, like, I'm not kidding. I'm sorry, but the only way I could, it was real. It's real. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that conversation because Vlad says it is real. Vlad of Vlad TV even said that it's real. No, but there's a part where he literally, and I'm just showing the hand because this is important. Okay, he's so small, it's this. It's small. It's a small wrist gesture. You get what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? Like that. It almost looks like he's shaking a very, very small protein shake. But no, it's between his legs. And it's vigorous, but it's short. It's very short, small, like as if he got Parkinson's, but he ain't got no Parkinson's. Okay. And it's just like that. But faster. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's walking around going like, yeah, do that. Here you go. And, you know, just like that. It's weird. The small wrist. Yeah. Small wrist gesture, LOL, like he riding or something. Yeah, it kind of, you know what I mean? It like you know what I'm saying? Like he having little tremors. You know what I mean? Like did you drink too much the night before, buddy? You know, what are you scared of? What's going on? Nope, none of those things. No, he's literally, I don't know if he's either trying to get it going again. He's sort of ringing, but his ringing is more like ringing. You know what I mean? It's like that. I'm just letting you know it was wild. It's wild. I've just never thought I'd ever see anything like that in my whole entire. Yeah, it's like a tic tac. It's like a tic tac. Yeah. I mean, you don't see it. That's the thing, though. You don't see it. It's just him just, you know what I mean? Betwixt thy legs as he's walking around. That's the wild part. He is still, he's still ringing while he's walking around and handing her stuff. One hand's free. The other one is tenderizing his meat. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So, just so you know. So an alleged tape, which it is real, it is a real tape, okay, has surfaced online showing oiled up Diddy, and it's him. You can see his tattoos and everything. You're like, oh, that's definitely Diddy. And then there's the other guy, Sly Diddler. Diggler, sorry, okay. As this alleged tape has been making rounds, DJ Vlad, who interviewed Sly Diggler 5 months ago, is confirming the alleged freak-off tape to be 110% real. So, in the late hours of Saturday, May 30th, a nearly 2-minute clip of the tape, okay, surfaced on X. It's on X. Just type it in. Shortly after a supposed full version surfaced with nearly 40 minutes of footage. In the video, Sly Diggler is allegedly having relations, he's doing the hibbity-dibbity, with Daphne Joy, as Diddy operates the camera and watches while also in his birthday suit, and he's tenderizing meat or shaking a very, very small bottle of protein. I don't know what it is, but it's bad. Okay, thank you so much, Alant. I appreciate it. Okay, moving on though. As the positions, you get what I'm saying. As the actual position change, cameras and lights change with them. Okay, and it's giving a full-on amateur production as observed by social media viewers or users online. Meanwhile, DJ Vlad also reacted and validated the authenticity of this actual tape. He reminded the internet how he interviewed Sly Diggler back in December of 2025. During that actual interview, Sly talked about being doing an alleged freak off or freak offs, plural, with Diddy and Daphne Joy. Vlad said Sly showed him a clip of the video, which Diddy apparently accidentally filmed on the adult star's phone, which, by the way, that's some sloppy work if you're going to actually use somebody else's phone to be like, hey, let me use your phone real quick, bruh. And you're filming the this illegal act. Well, they say it's not illegal activity, but it is illegal activity, okay? He was filming it on the dude's phone, which is insane, if you ask me. But let's hear Vlad.
Recently, of a situation involving adult film star Sly Diggler, 50's baby mother, and Sean Diddy Combs. This video has been circulating. I saw it on Twitter. Media Takeout mentioned it. Lipstick Alley has mentioned it. It's on the dark web, they say. It'll probably make its rounds and so forth. And in that video, you see the three people I mentioned, Sly Diggler, 50's baby mother, and Diddy, on a couch with a very red background. They talk a little bit, a little something happens, and then they get to the action. So about 54 seconds long. So if you remember, we'll play a little clip of this. Sly Diggler had a freak off with Diddy and 50's baby mother. And as you know, Diddy liked to tape a lot of these freak offs. But in this particular situation, the phones look very similar. So what happened was, according to Sly, Diddy grabbed Sly's phone and proceeded to record this whole situation. From what I understand, this is close to an hour long. Now, he described the situation, and then he pulled me aside and showed me the actual video. You actually ended up with a video of a freak off with Diddy and 50's baby mother on your phone.
Yeah, he accidentally recorded on my phone, so it stayed there.
It stayed there.
Right.
And while you and I took a break, you actually showed me this video.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I was not prepared for what I saw. About 54 seconds long. So if you remember, we'll play a little clip of this in that video. I was not prepared. Because as we're watching, and it's got you and the girl, suddenly you see an oiled up Diddy walk by the camera.
Do you see how crazy that is? Like, even Vlad has seen it before it was actually leaked. So of course, a lot of people are wondering who actually did this guy Sly Diggler leak this info, leak this video, or not? Because he's the only one who had it in the first place. So why would he? That's the other thing too. Why would he leak it? You see what I'm saying? Why would he leak it?
Now, I knew, for some reason, I just thought the baby oil was for the other people. I didn't realize that he was baby oiled as well.
Yeah. He stayed oiled up as well.
Stayed oiled up.
That's his thing.
Now, if you remember the interview that I did, we actually showed a very blurred version of a screenshot from this video. And in this video, he famously said that Diddy had about 3 inches at the most. When you said that he wasn't well endowed, I was not prepared for what I saw in this video.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy. Well, I mean, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, I mean, he's not that large in that area. You know what I'm saying?
In that video, I was not prepared.
And yeah,
crazy.
Well, as someone who is in the adult industry, and guys in that industry always measure themselves, and that's used as a marketing ploy and everything else like that. How big do you think Diddy is?
I mean, I was trying not to look as much as possible, but it's hard not to see it. But I would say maybe a couple inches, maybe 3. I don't know.
3 inches.
Yeah, it's
3.
Yeah, that's from what I seen. Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys can see, there is some serious stuff that haven't happened. Like there's serious stuff that has been like released and put out here. It is absolutely insane. It is shocking that you are actually seeing this freak off tape. It is very real. All I can say is yikes. All I can say is absolutely yikes. So this is absolutely crazy. We are finally finding out more information. And here's the thing. I mean, you start buying these paying for these particular people to do these kind of things. You get them to go and like perform and do all this different stuff. I mean, eventually, yeah, chaos. Eventually that stuff is going to come out. It's eventually going to come out. Now, even 50 Cent has come out and, reacted, basically saying like, damn, like now my son is going to like really know, like, because that stuff is going to be out there. People are going to see, okay? People are going to see how nasty this, how nasty their mama is. And that's a sad thing, but at the same time, those are decisions that were made by those people. And then she went in and, she was still being, remember, like she went and testified and she was still being, what's the word? She was still being, bankrolled by him as well, which just makes no sense. Okay. So again, guys, this is all very, 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 very bad. And when you see the footage, you can't unsee it. And I'm sure the stuff is even wilder than just what has been seen in that video. I will tell you that. Okay. But guys, unfortunately, I got to wrap up the show. I got things I got to go and do, and it's a busy day. So that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really, really means a lot. Thank you so very much. Okay. Do me a favor before we head out, hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do, hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. Make sure you hit that follow button on those platforms as well. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please and thank you. Subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, and of course, check out PascalMerch.com. PascalMerch.com, we got some really great stuff over there, so go check it out, PascalMerch.com, okay? But anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Be safe out there, and we'll be talking here very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Yes.